Yes, sir.
And we are on.
Yo, check.
Check 1, 2 with a place to be.
The discussion.
While we are getting our shite together.
Huh.
We're going to start sharing this group out, doing what we do. Like we do every Tuesday.
Like we always do around this time.
Not every Tuesday. It's actually the
time.
second and fourth
I
Tuesdays.
go for mine. I got to shine.
Oh, if you can't tell, allergies are back and putting its foot in my ass.
Bro, I added you a
Stupid.
This is some fucking bullshit.
What's your Facebook?
No, I'm gonna do the good old at everybody.
I just added you. Can you see my Facebook? Jalen.
Oh, there we go. I didn't get a notification for some reason. Dude, you got these little
I'm in
Starship
here.
things,
So,
bro?
you know, feel
Dude,
free
I
to
saw a
answer those
security guard
questions.
robot once.
Are you
That thing is
serious?
crazy. It was around
Are you in the
Tempe.
group yet? Did you already apply to be in the group?
We're
trying to
figuring
get
it
in.
out.
Yeah.
I just became friends with Jalen.
Okay, I should.
we go.
Oh, well, there you go. You know.
Got him. Check your phone real quick.
Oh,
Good old
Yo, look at us building
Booty
connections.
Brothers.
The Booty Brothers.
I have not received any notifications.
Well, we know who's on the sender side then.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank you.
Robbie Borden.
I'm confused.
No, I got you. I just you're in.
It's a
now.
good thing.
You're in, bro.
Trust me, it's a good thing to be on the sending side.
Says invited.
So now what you do?
Oh yeah, I got
Now
the
what you do
invitation.
is you share the private. You go share the private group to your main page and go, hey, I'm on a podcast,
Yep. Tell everyone.
and we'll
share,
start
share to your best
accepting
friends
people
right
in
now.
real.
Share to your closest
real
friends
time.
right now. Who you know
Share it
that's
with
in
your
there.
closest friends. Right?
Share it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
I'm trying
Right
so
now.
hard. I feel
Right
like an
now.
old person right now, having to use a phone for the first time. I don't know what's happening. The notification removed itself. I was trying to click on the Facebook page.
You're, bro, you was like,
What?
I love our photo, bro.
Oh, the photo. Yeah. On here? What?
He finally catches up, bro.
You know,
Discussion.
we are fucking.
Holy
back.
shit, they already came up with it.
Oh. Oh, we're here. We are here.
Glad I didn't
And
share
it's a
to
full
nobody
house.
yet.
My kids
I'm
are
glad
in
I
the
didn't share
back.
to nobody
Oh,
yet.
it's permanent, bro.
Oh, these allergies.
Until something else replaces it.
Suckers.
Until we figure out something else that's hilarious that you are oblivious to.
What's up with my kids, bro?
They're your kids, not mine.
This is crazy. All for the purple bears. All right.
Shout
so
out to Average Joe.
We're getting everybody in here. Shout out to Average
go.
Joe. We're getting viewers tapped in.
Yo.
We are tagging good old folks. And we are gearing up. Now, we did have a couple things that we asked of our good sir,
Oh,
You're on.
yeah.
Dr. Amphibian.
Dr. Amphibian.
Fuck each and every one.
Yo, Robbie didn't do nothing
No,
to you, bro.
Huh?
I'm playing.
Let me tune into this real quick.
They already have a tag up. They have a
Way
tag up
too
and
much
everything.
fun.
Okay.
Allergies is back in a real way.
Can you hear us?
Yo, it's shit is nuts, bro. It's been fucking 98 degrees the last 2 days.
Dude,
I'm fucked up.
the heat is kicking in fast.
I was
bro.
sneezing like crazy the other day. I was sneezing like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you, like, come across a frog or something?
No. I did come across a frog. I came across some frog news. You know what I'm saying?
The frog
No,
news.
'cause,
that-
you know,
Frog enlightened me
we
with some
asked
frog
him,
news.
you know, we sent him home and
Yeah.
said, good sir, how many species of frogs are there in the world?
Yeah.
And how many are poisonous?
Got you. So what I came up with, I did some hard research. 7,600 species of frogs in the world.
Holy
How does
shit.
that sound? How does that sound? Wow.
That's crazy.
7,600.
Known ones, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You said which ones?
Known ones.
Known ones.
Known
Known.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's probably like
That's
there's probably a couple.
Oh, a
Probably
couple.
like how many do you think more that are?
Yeah,
At least
you're
a
right.
couple.
Probably just
Unknown.
there's
How do you
probably
guess
just
how many
two.
unknown things there are?
How many do you-
They're unknown, bro.
Can you do an estimate? Can you do an estimate somehow?
have we
what's a
discovered
reasonable-
half of the frogs? Or
Yeah. Good point, bro. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Okay, how many of them are
maybe
poisonous, bro?
25%.
It's crazy that we've only discovered 3% of the 7% of the ocean too.
I
Something
think
like
we've
that.
seen that all of it exists, but
Nah.
like we
that
haven't
we've
like
discovered?
sailed all of it.
Right.
I guess.
We've only discovered like 7, but like you can't tell me sea monsters.
Yo,
don't
shout
exist.
outs to Marcel Columbus tuning in.
If only 7% of the shit's
Yes,
discovered,
sir.
you
Yeah,
can't tell
like-
me the monsters don't exist, bro.
Like the Loch Ness monster.
yeah, you can't tell me it doesn't exist.
Bro, I jumped in the Loch Ness Lake, bro. Fuck out
Oh,
here.
for real?
In Scotland.
Really?
Dead ass.
Damn, that's a flex. That's a flex. Can we put videos? at
Dude,
the
he
end?
was in there, bro. He jacked me off.
What? What?
Welcome to the show. goddammit. We are gonna talk.
So, yo,
So it's,
how many of them are poisonous, bro?
200.
200?
That's
Only
it?
200
Out of how many?
out of 76,000.
Yeah, that's what I got. 200.
Holy shit.
That's a very small percentage.
Now I'm curious about these snakes.
Yeah.
Did you look into snakes too?
No, I didn't look into the snakes. I can look into
Oh.
the snakes
But-
right now. I
You
can
should be
answer.
looking out for snakes. They're the worst.
I can't.
But have we discovered more snakes than frogs, like in terms of their population?
Right. Good
I
question.
never fuck with a snake.
The
but-
thing is, there's frogs that are like this big, right?
Like baby frogs?
No, I mean like full-grown frogs that are like this big. So it's like to think like there could be some out there that we can't even see.
Like invisible frogs?
They're just so small that we don't have the right
Oh.
vision for them.
Like microscopic frogs.
Yeah, or like ants. I mean, can you imagine an ant that's the color of the forest in the forest? Or in a
But
type of
pond?
question was
ants,
that?
ants are the color of the dirt,
Right. Well, they're black. Dirt's usually brown.
but they're supposed to like blend in with the dirt.
The red ones do.
No,
and those
that's
are the ones
crazy.
that hurt.
So check this out real quick. There's about 4,000 species of snakes.
Okay.
Significantly
Hell.
less.
Oh, a little over half.
Right. Little over
60%.
half. Right. Approximately 600 of those species are venomous.
Wow.
There's
So
more,
there's more
venomous
snakes.
snakes and less.
And that's even a
species
higher
of-
percentage considering the fact that they're
Considering-
less.
Yes. B-A-N-A-N-A.
So a frog is a better choice in
Well-
that situation.
Standing on it.
Yeah.
That was my original decision.
Well, yeah,
Frog.
but you were also talking about that situation happening on a random street when you like walking down it and you see some frog. Like, what's the protocol? What should I do when I see a frog walking down the street?
Walking in a different direction. right?
What matter? Doesn't matter what
180, right?
direction.
180.
You understand? You're faster than the frog.
Yeah, fast.
Okay.
I still think about
How's he
this
gonna
one
sneak
time.
up on
it
you?
with a shoe, will you die?
Why you have to, bro?
If you stomp on it,
Why can't you just step over and walk away?
if you stomp on it with a shoe, will you die? That's the real question. Dead ass.
It
Will
depends
seep-
on
will
if
the
there's a
poison-
rubber sole to
will the
that shoe.
poison
Like, is
seep
it a
through
rain boot?
Will the poison seep through the?
You know, Benny, I still remember that
Some.
one time when I touched that dead frog at work.
Oh, you're a
That
creep.
memory is scarred into me. I thought that it was fake.
You said
That thing
And he was not wrong.
That thing was in the skimmer
dead.
basket, and I pulled it out, and I was like, "Oh, this is real." And just dropped it back
That
in
is
there.
gross.
It only takes a couple times of sticking your hand in those baskets to realize you don't want to stick your hand in them baskets.
Ever.
And you pull the basket.
You grab the very lip of it. You learn how to grab the lip of it, and you turn it over and dump it. Like you don't even put your hands in nothing. Like nasty ass.
Disgusting.
So I've touched more frogs than snakes.
Interesting.
'Cause I don't think I've ever touched a snake.
I've touched a snake, even though I have the fear. Because before, somehow, bro, there was like a snake in Ohio. Hold up. There's a snake in. There's like a known snake in Ohio, yo. Like it's
Like one in particular?
yeah, it's called like Fluffy the snake or something.
Shut this down right
I'm
now.
not playing. I'm
Is
dead
that
ass. I'm so dead ass. It was like in the Ohio Zoo.
Is that how a diamondback snake sounds to you, from not being from Arizona? like a fluffy snake?
It was Fluffy. No, that was the name of the.
Okay, what's about this snake? Preach on it.
I mean, it was just a big. I don't even know what type. I just remember I touched it. At the time, we went. It was a field trip. Everyone went to the zoo.
So you were supposed to touch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unpause.
So I did it. Yeah, unpause. So I did it, and and it was uncomfortable, but yeah. It was done.
I
It
mean,
was
did
done,
you
and
just
it's on the bucket
continue
list.
touching it after you touched
Nope,
it? Did
nope.
you just hold your finger
I
on
don't know.
it?
I started having bad dreams of snakes, and then yeah,
That's
Oh.
great.
I think
Yeah.
I just have a phobia now. It's
Oh,
bad. It's bad.
Childhood memories.
it's unfortunate.
I do not fuck with snakes.
That's great.
Yo,
Yo.
shout outs to Jason Hader, right? Jason Harris.
Yes. That's the OG out of Memphis.
Ricky Beasy is in there watching us too, so watch what you say.
Watch.
Can you accept someone
Nah.
into the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty, you can also do that. Anyways,
It's true, I can.
what I was gonna say was that there was some astronauts
Oh,
that were stuck in space for 9 months,
I
bro.
heard about those ones.
Okay. Preach on
Check
it.
Go
this
ahead.
out, man.
Can you give us the
This was
details?
on Cape Carnival, right? AP News. This was in Florida. It says NASA's 2 stuck astronauts headed back to Earth with SpaceX on Tuesday to close out a dramatic marathon mission that began with a bungled Boeing test flight more than 9 months ago. It says Butch Williamore and Sonny Williams bid farewell to the International Space Station, their home since last spring, departing aboard a SpaceX capsule alongside 2 other astronauts. The capsule undocked in the wee hours and aimed for a splashdown off the Florida coast by early evening, weather permitting, because I guess they didn't know what the weather was going to be like. It said the 2 expected to be gone just a week or so after launching on Boeing's new Starline Crew capsule on June 5th.
And they were gone for how long?
Little over 9 months.
How long were they supposed to
I
be
just-
there?
Only a week?
I just
Or
pulled up something
so.
crazy when you're done.
Like a week or so.
Yeah.
That's
What
nuts.
you got something to say on this, Robbie?
Yes. Oh,
Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, so this is turning into a political story.
that's what I just pulled up.
Yeah, so
ahead.
at least what the Republicans are saying is that this is all Donald Trump's fault. Like, he is now the one bringing them back because allegedly Joe Biden refused to have them come back for political reasons. I don't know exactly why he would do that in the first place.
The astronauts?
Yeah, so like the astronauts were trapped in space, and then Joe Biden decided not to use SpaceX to like have them save them, the astronauts, and for whatever reason he stalled the process, and then now Donald Trump did it, and so now they're saying like, oh, Donald Trump did this good thing, like celebrate this, and then Elon Musk is the head of all of that stuff, like Tesla, Twitter, shoot, I'm having a brain fart. SpaceX.
Yeah.
He's the head of SpaceX, and he's also in the government, like heavily involved. And so now there's like, oh, well, did he there's all these. Did they make deals with each other? So now Elon Musk is getting all these government contracts, but he also does government work, which is interesting. I'm like super scatterbrained right now, so I'm not.
It's funny because when I didn't
That's
pull
dope.
that up.
That's dope.
But-
Shout out to Donkey Bongs. In case you guys did not know, we're on Donkey Bongs TV.
We
We chopping.
And we chopping
Yes.
it up.
Chop it.
Be chopping.
Come on, man. Come on.
But,
Come on.
but so there's also a conspiracy theory that's
Huevos
starting to happen
gigantes.
about this whole like astronaut thing, because so they were supposed to only be there for like a week, and they left in like the spring or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a picture of them all together with like Santa Claus hats celebrating Christmas. So it's like,
In space?
yeah. It's like, why did you bring Claus hats if you were only going to be out there for a week in spring?
That is crazy.
It's one of the questions. It's like, well, maybe they just wanted to bring it just in case.
Interesting. What do you know about this?
So I was gonna say that's exactly what I pulled up. That's crazy.
Twinsies.
Cause I remember. I remember.
Yes.
I remember hearing that they weren't like compensated for being out there, and then there's an article that kind of backs that up, saying that Trump expressed his intention to personally cover the astronauts' incidental costs, highlighting the minimal compensation they received for their prolonged mission.
Wasn't it something like $35 a day? They were given like a per diem or something stupid like that. But it's like,
What?
Yeah, like where the fuck are they?
Well, I mean, they got free.
Where are they gonna go?
Yo, they got free lodging.
they have.
I mean, what are they
free
bitching about?
Everything.
They didn't have
so
to travel
they-
anywhere.
Well, but the thing is,
They
is that
literally got to
could've-
take a
They
break
have
from the rest of the
$35
world
a
for
day
9 months, and they're
couldn't
bitching.
spend it nowhere.
Wait, hey.
But would you decide
That's
to get
valid.
stuck in space for only $35 a day?
Some days I would.
I hear that. No.
Some days I am stuck in space. We actually
That's fucking
are
right.
in space right now.
You
We're
would.
also
Yeah.
just
Well,
on
literally are.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Space. We are part of space.
Literally, shout out to them astronauts.
Shout out to the astronauts.
With the double
Huevos
S.
gigantes.
Yep.
That is
2 S's.
bananas.
Have you heard about some of the effects that happens when you're in space for that long too? It's like
your wiener shrivels?
well, I don't know. I
That random guess.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I went to space before.
but your spine like
That
decompresses.
explains.
when you're
Oh,
up
I
there.
bet that feels amazing.
Maybe to an extent, but I think it starts like shaping it weird. And then
Ooh.
you have to, I guess, like the astronauts right now, they're probably going through intense like PT, like just physical therapy,
Decompression.
relearning how to use all the
Recompression.
muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's mad
recompression.
weird.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like
That's
that.
mad weird.
I feel like that would hurt, like recompression after you've built all this space between your spine.
but man,
When
that
I
sounds like
used
it
to go to the
fixed so many of my
chiropractor.
problems.
Bro, I used to go to this chiropractor where they would put you in this machine that like separated in the middle, and they would strap your hip, like around your hip bones down to the bottom half, and they would strap your pecs around the top half, and then you would sit there for like 30 minutes, and it would slowly decompress your spine, like it would pull you apart slowly
Whoa.
to a certain point to where it was like supposed to decompress your spine by like a 1/4 inch or something at the most.
Yeah.
And then you would sit in it. It'd take about 5 minutes to get there, and you would sit in it for 20 minutes, just like that. I would fall asleep almost instantly.
You ever
Wow.
seen those teeter hang up things? Where they
Oh,
To
like,
where
yeah.
you flip
Like your
upside
feet.
down.
Yeah.
That does not do it for me. That'll pop my back.
Yeah, for sure.
That'll pop my back. But this is more of like a, and it slowly bends you up a little bit too as it's falling out. So it's kind of like this. So it's decompressing and realigning. But you
Ooh.
sit in it for 20 minutes, and then it slowly retracts for 5 minutes. So it's a 30-minute experience. It was amazing. You get off that thing, and like I felt like I was just standing so tall and just
Yeah.
like easily, like all
Yeah,
the
he was
stress
like,
was
"I'll
off.
No
foot,
stress.
bro.
Yeah, no stress on the.
Did you ever do that before bed? Like just have it on when you're
No,
sleeping?
that would be amazing though.
Nice.
I don't know if it would be detrimental to be in it for like 5 or 6 hours straight though. You get out and you start, after like a month or two, you're looking like those Africans that have the long necks because they've been adding rings. You know what I mean?
Dude, so I have these toe spacers.
Crazy. You have toe spacers?
Yes, sir.
What?
I have toe spacers. So
Oh,
I,
the
like,
ones
go in
for
between
like
your toes.
manicures and shit.
No, they're a little different. So they like are intended to spread your toes out so that your feet are like better, more closer to nature because we didn't evolve wearing shoes.
Okay.
And so you wear them for a little while, and then you take them out, and then your toes are like more wide.
So you have like a better balance or a better range? Or?
You do have better balance.
Is it easier on your system?
Whoa.
Yes. So it'll help you with like arch issues or
Toe
anything like that.
spacers?
Yeah, but
Wait, I said.
you're only supposed to wear
Game-changing?
them for like an hour or so. Like you have to get used to it after a while because it's like
Right.
most people's toes are just super like stuck in this position.
Yeah.
But I would just put those on before bed, and then like I would wake up from my toes just
Oh
being
my
in
God.
so much pain.
Oh my god.
You're like, you
insane.
gotta do it for an hour and I'm
webbed.
asleep.
He's got webbed feet.
For
now.
real. He's like, I'm really balanced.
Bro can walk up walls. Bro can walk up walls.
Pretty soon the spacers were too small.
I have it doubled up actually. I'm on 3 now.
On 3.
My toes can do the splits actually.
Funky looking picture
Yeah,
in my
that's
head right
crazy.
now.
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty
crazy.
kinky too.
So I had another question for you,
Yeah.
and it was
What up?
go find information on these banks.
Yeah.
We want to know when they were founded and when they, when they became a fucking bank.
Absolutely.
And then we want to know the last time that they filed for bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
Did you find out who founded them too?
That really wasn't part of it, but I like where you're going with this.
Let's see what it is, bro. Drop it. Like it's
I'm gonna do
hot.
that for the Wells Fargo. I'm gonna do that for the Wells Fargo one.
Oh, I don't
So,
know where it's Fargo.
So for the Chase Bank, I found out that they had never went bankrupt actually. So there was a list that they were given. Chase Bank was actually never bankrupt, but they were started in 1799, and
Long time.
yeah,
good
absolutely. And it was noted that what kept them alive is they just kept merging. So that's what's said in here, and they survived the 2008 financial crisis.
So they were basically
Fuego.
soaking up other banks.
Yeah.
That's what merging means. They're just like
Yeah.
spreading themselves like whoop.
You're
Yeah,
mine
yeah.
now. You're mine now.
They do, that
getting
with gyms. They do that with
bigger.
gyms too. They do that with
Like
gyms.
Marshmallow Man.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay. So that also Bank of America. So Bank of America has an interesting story because it was found in Italy. So it was Bank of Italy. And then,
Originally?
Yeah.
Is
in
it still
1904.
existing?
Is it part of the
No.
mafia?
I was gonna say it was turned into Bank of a. What the?
Kinda makes
you got me
sense,
wanting
though.
to look that up, though.
Yeah, for real though.
Fuego.
It's not that
You
far
want to look
off.
that up? Like, I look that up for you.
Yeah.
Because I want you to have a segment.
I like where this is headed.
Bank of America. So it went to Bank of America in 1930, and then I had also found out that they had never went bankrupt either.
Okay.
Fire.
So Bank of America, and then let's pull up this Wells Fargo one.
Okay. Pull it up, son.
Yeah. Because the Wells Fargo one, I remember you guys said that one went bankrupt.
Fuck these allergies, by the way.
Yeah. You know how people have those fuck cancer shirts? We need to get fuck allergy shirts.
Yes.
Fuck allergy.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a full house.
All right, bet.
You can hear my little animals in the back.
We let them out of the cages.
Grr.
So Wells Fargo was founded in March 1852.
Oh damn.
That
It is
one,
old.
That's old, bro.
way back. That's the great.
1799.
Is that
How
the
many
oldest?
Greats, how many greats is that? That's the oldest. Yeah, that is.
No,
How many
1750?
he said 1799 was the
Oh, for
oldest.
Chase, 1799. Yeah, Chase.
How old is this one?
1799.
This is-
1852.
Oh.
It's old though. It's old.
1799
Yeah.
is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How many greats is that? That's another question.
What's considered a great 50 years? 60? 70? 80?
Okay. So throughout its history, Wells Fargo has faced financial challenges, but has never declared bankruptcy.
Oh.
Notably, during the Panic of 1855, a banking crisis triggered by the collapse of Page, Backin and Company. Wells Fargo temporarily closed its doors, but reopened shortly after, maintaining its financial stability. So they did close their doors.
Interesting.
So they did close their doors. Can we count?
I'm surprised that they never filed for
Did
bankruptcy.
they give all their money back?
Because
they
I
close
thought
their doors?
Wells Fargo filed for bankruptcy like in
I thought
2007
that, yeah.
or some shit like that.
Huh? Guess
Okay.
we was wrong.
So I wonder if my
I am corrected.
from the last
Either that or you don't know how to get good information.
It's okay. What's next?
Okay. So
I got my research done.
yeah. Oh. Okay. Let's take a little.
So
Bank of Italy.
the mafia happened after banks started in Italy. So it was about 2 centuries after.
Oh. 2 centuries?
Yes.
Wow.
That's 200 years.
Yep.
That
So
is what a
the
century is,
first-
fucker.
The
When's
first
the first
glad
bank
you-
in Italy?
the first bank in Italy was in the 1300s.
Damn!
Oh shit.
And then it said the mafia was like the 14th to 15th century.
Damn, so the United States really ain't shit to the mafia, bro.
Real shit.
Them dudes been around for thousands of years.
Damn.
Well, wasn't it?
Well, not thousands, but you know what I'm saying.
Wasn't it
Right.
them who kind of came into the U.S. and then were involved with like the culture around like New York mafia stuff? Wasn't there mafia stuff there in the day, or am I wrong?
No, the major mafia stuff was when our country was like not necessarily developing, but when it was starting to gain popularity with other countries. So whenever the big immigration was, when was that? Like the, what's it called? The Great
Industrial
Immigration, or
Age?
no, it would have
Around
been
that
before
time?
that.
Oh,
This is I'm talking about. This is after like. This is basically when we went from colonies to states. Is when we started getting a large
I see.
amount of immigration
I
in.
see what you're talking now.
And so I think at that time there was a lot of mafia and stuff coming over already. But I guess I just never really thought about it in that aspect
Yeah.
of like, I think of the mafia and you think of like these big old
1950s.
slick haired dudes
Yeah.
in fucking nice suits that are just like running the streets of New York. But
Right.
They're part of the
You
OG
think of-
colonizers, bro.
right, exactly. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Like they've been in it from the beginning. If they've been out here in Italy since the 1300s, like, come on, dude.
I mean, like, think of it too. It's
crazy.
like a whole new country being built that has so much promise. Like,
right?
that'd be
They're like
pretty appealing
money.
to take power of. you
Yeah,
know?
money. Bet.
That's real shit.
crazy. That's crazy.
Continue.
So, on to the next one. So let's see what else is on the list.
He did his homework, bro. I'm so fucking proud of this guy.
PNC Bank.
Okay.
Ooh.
You got PNC Bank.
Ooh.
I
what's up with
PNC sometimes.
Yeah. Wait, do any of you got PNC?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that a good place to bank? That a good place?
It's alright.
Oh, it's
Cool.
just
One
it's
place
if
I
I
hold
don't
my
sit
money.
down. If I'm standing, then I can PNC. But if I'm sitting down, like I'm just peeing. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, Lord. All right. No,
Wait, I thought we were talking
I
about
caught
banks.
you on that one. Yep. I was gonna say I caught him on that one.
Oh, Penny's smoking tonight.
I make them a little difficult to catch up with, I guess. I need to dumb it down.
Yeah, we slow
Yeah.
it down.
PNC Bank's origins trace back to the mid-19th century with its predecessor institutions. Those two
But
institutions.
I was born in the 19th century.
No, you weren't. We're 20th century, bro.
No, we were 20th century.
Damn.
That's
Damn,
right.
damn.
I was like, oh shit.
The 1900s. The 1900s are the 20. We're in the 21st century now.
Right.
1900s were 20th century.
Wait, that's how that works?
Yes, because you had 0 to 100 was the first century. So each one after that is actually, like, the 100 to 200 is second century.
That makes sense.
Oh, it does.
21st century.
So it started as Pittsburgh National Bank and Provident National Bank. So these two, I'm guessing, collided. Yep. These two banks merged in 1983 to form PNC Financial Corp, making one of the largest bank mergers in U.S. history at
Oh.
the time.
Oh,
1983.
nice.
That's recent as hell.
wait, what?
What year was it?
1983.
1983.
Not too long ago.
No, that long ago at all.
That's recent as hell.
I was born in 1989. It's only a handful of years older than me.
Right.
Yeah, that
It's
ass.
crazy.
Yep. So
Fairly young
That's true.
compared to the
Seems
first
like
three.
so long ago. I think 1983. I'm like, man, I wrecked my motorcycle into a shed.
Do you remember?
Are you for real?
Do you remember the timeline of your life
we
by
get a
like the
story?
year?
Can we get a story time?
Not really, but like I do. I can almost remember
Please.
at least one event from each year.
Yeah, for sure.
Please, can we get a story time on the bike?
No.
Maybe next time.
Finish.
See it again.
I'm
We
interested.
need one soon. Oh wait,
PNC
are
Bank
we
is
on?
only 43 years old. That's
Yep.
crazy.
And then it says regarding
As
bankruptcy.
old as you, bro. When
PNC.
were you born?
81.
81.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a little older.
I'm a little older.
PNC Bank has never
on the young side of
filed for
old.
bankruptcy either.
They've never filed for bankruptcy.
Nope.
Wow.
Nice.
How many banks have?
It continues to operate as a significant financial institution in the United States. While PNC has been involved in bankruptcy proceedings of other entities as a creditor or lender, such as the Sprout Mortgage bankruptcy in 2024. Yeah.
Word.
BMO.
Ricky
We got BMO.
Beasy says that I'm an old man, so y'all be
man?
just gaslighting me. He's keeping it real. She's making me feel how I feel.
Shout out to her. That's funny. The Bank of Montreal was founded in 1817 in Montreal, Quebec, making it Canada's oldest incorporated bank.
Dope.
Throughout its
Okay.
history, BMO has maintained financial stability and has never filed for bankruptcy. It continues to operate as leading North American bank.
Dude,
Serving
did you
as-
get these off of their home pages?
Huh?
Where did you get this from? Do you have a resource that you can?
What's your bibliography? I want to see the works cited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Robbie to the show.
Hello.
Bro,
That's a good
I
question.
totally forgot about that word.
We're excited.
That word
Go
is
ahead, finish up.
ingrained into me.
Where are we at next?
I think that was it. I think you
US
covered
Bank. Did you grab US Bank?
all. I didn't grab US Bank.
Okay.
I can
Maybe
grab
next
it.
time.
I didn't grab US Bank.
So,
No
has
biggie.
there been a single bank that has
Let me
filed
see.
for
I wonder if it was
bankruptcy?
US Bank. Let's see.
Isn't the word bankruptcy have bank in it?
Yeah.
Because are they just getting help from the government to not be bankrupt because they're so important to society, quote unquote?
It's a good question. I mean, I do know that I do remember some things about like us bailing the banks out,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I just don't remember
Well, in
when.
2008, we did that when it was the housing crisis because that was based off of all of the loans that that the banks were giving out. And then I think they paid for a lot of those banks to still exist, all the big ones. And then maybe the way that they did that was by merging smaller banks with the big banks, and
Right.
preventing small banks.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yo, Marcel
So what is
says
that?
NBA YoungBoy free.
Oh shit!
What do you guys know about that?
Topic.
Not
NBA
much.
Young boy free.
But
Go ahead and
it is what it is. What I was gonna go back to was I just jumped in Gemini real quick, do a little AI question. How many banks have failed or filed for bankruptcy? It says in 2023 there were some very significant bank failures, including Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank,
remember that one.
First Republic
Republic.
Bank. In 24, there was a bank failure such as Republic First Bank.
So what happens
So it's
is
the
just
recent
smaller
ones. Though.
ones.
It's the recent
Yeah.
ones though.
Right.
Like, real recent.
But like any of the big banks, have they ever gone bankrupt?
Doesn't sound like it. Like
Yeah,
all the
it don't
biggest
sound
ones
like
you
it at
just
all.
talked about.
Because like I mean, if you're having a bank that's going through bankruptcy, they're probably offered like, oh, you can merge with this bank, or you could be bankrupt. And it's like, okay, we'll either merge with this bank, or we'll just go for bankruptcy. We don't. think
Now
it's worth
that's
it,
some mafia shit.
You know.
That's bro.
I'm just saying.
Welcome to the show. I love the way your
That's
mind
the
works.
mafia shit right there for real though.
Yeah.
Yo, that's just funny. Yeah, we don't really know anything about the NBA young boy free thing.
No.
Well, I can pull it up.
Can you please keep it down?
Prescription drug fraud and related charges.
Hmm.
April
Interesting.
2024, arrested in Utah.
Oh.
He was arrested on charges.
Oh. I hear Utah and I'm like, dude, you get arrested for anything in Utah, so
It's over.
could have had an
shit.
unpackaged Tylenol in his pocket and they could have charged him with prescription drugs.
That's I think.
I mean,
exactly
that's an
what it is.
exaggeration, but for real though.
I think that's exactly what it is. Was arrested on charges including identity fraud, forgery, unlawful pharmacy conduct, and possession of a dangerous weapon. Authorities allege he orchestrated a prescription fraud scheme using fraudulent identities to obtain prescription painkillers.
Interesting.
He pleaded November 2024 guilty to 10 charges, included identity fraud, forgery in connection with the Utah prescription fraud ring. As part of the plea deal, 4 felony charges were reduced to misdemeanors, and he was fined $25,000.
Okay.
So he got away with
So,
just
yeah.
paying
Just-
$25,000 for however
pleading
much he
guilty.
made off that shit for a minute.
Yep.
No restitution.
Shout out.
I mean, if
to
it's only
that
25,000, it can't be too much.
Freedom. Well, he's
Right.
out. So
Marcel says
Enjoy.
that he heard about Meek Mill getting kidnapped.
whoa,
You say Meek
is
Mill
that real?
Yeah,
recently?
yeah.
guy. No fucking way.
So
Is
Are we
he-
for real?
You can't kidnap a girl, man.
What's that called, man? Napped? That sounds like an
Is that
afternoon
true?
of getting home early.
4
He's
dudes
either
to
dead.
team up.
Or he don't want to be found.
According to a recent interview, rapper Meek Mill was allegedly kidnapped by members of the Los Angeles Crips gang. The incident reportedly occurred in Los Angeles nightclub where Meek Mill was performing.
God damn.
Gang member Loose Cannon claimed that they detained Meek Mill and demanded a $50,000 ransom from his label boss Rick Ross. The situation was resolved when Rick Ross paid the $50,000 ransom in cash. Cannon emphasized that this act was viewed as a business transaction rather than extortion. He also noted that this incident led to a strengthened relationship between Meek Mill and the late rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Isn't he dead?
Yeah, I'm not-
That's why it's
How
the
do you
late rapper.
strengthen? How do you strengthen the relationship with
That's
someone
what I'm
who's dead?
saying.
Unless
was
they're
wild.
saying that they're gonna kill him because he's gonna be dead soon.
Who knows? Could have been a minute. This could have been at the time when he was still alive, though. It doesn't sound like this happened because it said it was an interview he was in. He told them, so
I see what you're saying.
Crazy.
it's just coming out. But I think it sounds like it happened a while back.
Okay.
Weird.
I thought he was like
Man
still
napped.
like kidnapped.
Man.
No, bro, you were fucking taken hostage.
Man,
That's
that
called
is crazy.
That's called taken hostage. That's the adult term.
What do you
Well,
got?
shit. Speaking on, go ahead.
Oh, no. I mean, if you got something prepped already, I mean, we can. But do you got something?
Next.
Well, you know, I could talk about worms a little bit.
I was gonna.
So okay. All right, so,
All right, we were talking about frogs.
so
But what do you know about worms?
Okay.
Tapeworms?
I know a weekend's
parasite worms?
worth of information about worms. So I just in the background, there's a little bit of like a weird thing that I feel about this whole like pool thing. It's like, oh, I have all of these leaves that I'm collecting from pools and I'm throwing them away. That feels kind of lame. I don't know why. It just does. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of lame. You know, I'm just gonna do my thing. And then, ooh, that's a nice little voice crack. So then I started planting things, and now I'm getting all of these like YouTube videos, like, oh, plant this, plant that, oh, do this thing
In the
related
leaves?
to planting. And so then I'm starting to see compost things, and so now I'm starting to learn about compost piles, and so I am making myself a compost pile.
Oh, this is right. I remember you saying
Right.
something about this.
Yeah, and so I was using XAI to help me figure out this compost pile thing, because I'm like, oh, okay, like I have coffee grounds, eggs, and leaves from a pool. What can I do with that? And it turns out that's like basically all the ingredients you need to make a compost pile. However, it's a lot faster if you use worms to like break down all that shit too. So I looked on Amazon and I bought me some worms because you can buy that shit online.
Damn.
He
Damn.
And
said
get
you
it
can buy that
delivered.
shit on
And-
Amazon.com.
Buy anything on online. Fuck.
Those things are expensive too. The one
How
that I
big
got.
are they?
Well, they're
They're
called
like earthworms.
They're called red wigglers.
Ooh.
Unpause.
When they're adult size.
Eber has a red wig.
I want to say, I want to say in a very serious way.
What the hell?
They're about 3 to 4 inches when they're fully
Eber.
grown.
Oh my god. Like earthworm size, bro.
They're like pretty solid worms, and like
That's
here's the other thing: I don't like touching bugs. So I need to get over my fear of touching bugs when I unpack these worms that are packaged and are going to be delivered
Hey,
to
I
my
hear
door.
you. I hear you.
The other
Or you
thing,
need to
I
get
hear you.
tongs.
the other thing is that these things multiply very quickly. So I paid for a 1/4 pound of worms, and that was $40.
Okay.
And they
Sheesh.
and they double pretty quickly because I mean they just
4 ounces of worms.
they have babies. All you're doing by creating a compost pile is feeding the worms. You just have pet worms, and then you like their poop. It works for plants. And that's pretty much it. It's like I'm gonna give you food
Yo,
and you're gonna give me
Grow,
poop.
grow your herbs with
Bro, that's
worm
fire.
turds.
Worm turds.
God, I have so many conversations on this.
A worm turd guacamole.
Yo, so you're saying they reproduce, like, at what rate are we talking? Like, so you had a 1/4 pound. Like, how much do you think you have now?
That's what I'm looking up right now, because XAI, or Grok, is the name of the AI platform that X uses. I use their AI, and I've got to look through these files to figure out which one is the right one. But I created a business idea behind this that coincides with a pool business idea, because you get a whole bunch of pool guys who have a route, and they're having consistent like leaves to feed the worms, and then the worms reproduce, and you sell the worms. And so I was like using this AI thing, and I'm like, okay, like what would it take for me to be making net $500 or $50,000 a year to sell worms?
Hey.
And basically, basically, I would have to
Sell
have
worms?
I would have to
Bro, it
have
sells itself.
I would have to have 1 million worms, essentially. Like, those would be the ones that are reproducing, which encompasses a 20 foot by 20 foot by like 18 inches bed. So
Yeah.
that's how many worms I would need, and then that they would need to be reproducing, and then
like
I just
a wave
scoop them
pool.
out when they're reproducing, and then that would give you $50K a year. The only thing is you can't do it exclusively locally, because there's not enough local customers around, like at bait shops and like all of those things.
You're saying
Like-
there's not enough food to supply that many worms?
No, there's not enough people who want to buy worms. So you
Yeah.
have to,
You be
so-
like having a lot of the same customers. Yeah.
so you have to ship them essentially in order to be able to make that kind of income off of it.
So you
But-
have to have an online
but-
shop.
Yeah.
No, you
yes,
have
you do.
to
Oh,
own
do you
a
have one?
shipping
I do not.
company. That's
So,
what
in the
you're
That's what I'm
doing.
here for,
you
brother.
know?
You need to
A
own
worm
a
shipping.
shipping company.
Yeah. Well, and so
Oh shit.
And then you find me, sir. I got some donkey bongs I'm sending overseas, baby.
You need a shipping company. You need a shipping company.
Your
Let's
worm
talk about
selling
that.
company is turning into a shipping company.
Bro, you see how quickly you can just make
You
it
just
go.
like are taking mafia steps right at the moment, bro.
I'm
Like
digging the conversation.
I'm worried that I'm gonna see Jalen's head on my pillow.
Ooh, frog boy.
why are you worried about that?
Doctor.
Probably gonna cut it off.
Send a message. Doctor Amphibian.
Message.
Actually, so with compost piles, you're not
Dr.
supposed to use
Amphibian.
cheese, dairy, or meat. So like, I don't want any human parts.
Okay.
You said you don't eat cheese, dairy, or meat.
No, that's for the compost pile. You don't want to put
Oh.
that in there.
Yeah. No biomaterials like that, bro.
For sure.
Gross.
What else is gross, Tech?
Okay, I got something gross. We want to get gross or we want to get gory?
Do we ever
Let's
not?
get gory.
Either or.
All right, let's get gory. Former Texas pastor surrenders to authorities. NBC News.
Jeez.
A former pastor of a Texas megachurch has surrendered to authorities in Oklahoma after being charged with 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. NBC News' Antonia Hilton has the details on the case and speaks with Cindy. All right, so that was all.
Wait, so-
Whoa, you got the telecast,
I
bro?
got the whole telecast, bro.
What?
The research I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have a question
So
about
yo,
this one.
yeah, shoot.
So it was the pastor a pastor and then stopped being a
former pastor.
pastor
He was a
and
former
then they
pastor.
did the kid thing. So he was former, like he wasn't actively a pastor. Like when did he stop being a pastor?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't go that deep.
That's a good question because, like, is
Right.
it even related to the church, or is it like
Is it some old shit?
is it somebody like trying to relate it to the church? What if he he got kicked out of the church because they found out about it,
These are possibilities.
and then like,
I read it
and
and
then
took
he's
it
like, you know
straight,
what,
like-
I'm gonna
I
throw
took
it
it
right
at
back
face
in your
value.
face, like try to hold it against him, blackmailish.
Yeah.
Blackmail.
That's some shit. I didn't even think about it like that because I took it at face value. Like, oh shit, he got caught.
I mean,
But
that-
now he's
that
now
story
he's
is-
a former.
Right.
Well, I mean, the
You just
point
wonder
of the
why.
story is that there's someone who did a bad thing.
Yeah,
And,
it's just like
I mean,
when.
Gory,
Right.
disgusting,
Jeez.
Ew.
Hey,
Yeah, that's the
speaking
worst.
of some,
balloon knot tings, bro.
speaking of some freaky shit,
Uh-oh.
we have breaking news.
Breaking
What?
news.
Yeah, in a recent court case involving Diddy and the lube bottles.
Oh.
It was revealed that Odell Beckham Jr. and Drewski. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
any of you know who Drewski.
Where are we
you
going?
know who Drewski-
That's
we
where
going?
I've seen
Where are we
his
going
name
with this?
before.
Oh shit!
Where are we going with this?
They were involved in the court case.
Oh, booty bandits.
And I can show each and every one of you the actual court document that they were listed on. Shit, crazy.
Baby
So,
oil ball players.
That is
They were
Weird, bro.
basically there was a woman. I think there was a woman
Diddy
that
is
was
gross, bro. He always looked
Yeah.
oily.
So like, I don't
Think
get
about
it.
it.
So
Go
like,
back and watch
go
those
ahead.
videos. He's oily as
Go ahead.
fuck.
is Diddy and like Epstein are they homies? Like,
They're both Jewish
They were-
now.
Yeah, but you
Now.
know what? No. That's a whole conversation itself.
like are they
'Cause
working
so is-
together
so- well,
and
no,
doing
but
all
Jay-Z,
this stuff?
Jay-Z was on the same list on Epstein Island.
Right. Well, didn't he get taken off though? I thought. I don't know.
How do you get taken off a list? You had to be there to get
Or
on
wait,
the
sorry,
list.
I'm thinking of the wrong thing. That's
Like
my
that's
bad.
crazy. You know what I mean? Like you were there, you had to be on the list. You were on the fucking list.
Because he was on the list saying he was there, but also in the Diddy case, I'm pretty sure he was listed as like him and Beyonce like did something, like
Oh,
in,
sure.
in those documents is what I was thinking of.
The crazy thing is that
They all
they're
looking
still-
oily now, bro.
It's like they're still out here running around for
Right.
and we're talking about fucking Diddy cases,
And they have more
everybody else.
money than we'll
They're
ever
all
see.
Tied to, they're all tied to the same shit.
Possibly.
That's
crazy.
big.
It's just such a different life, you know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, bro. It's a club.
Well, it's
a
like
club for people who
constantly
have,
It is.
constantly
certain level
running
of money.
away from your past that might haunt you if it comes to public eye.
Is insane.
It's crazy. Like imagine the amount of like
I don't really
Anxiety.
want to imagine that. I don't want
I
to
mean-
imagine
Yeah,
that at all.
fuck that. It's not.
Imagine
It's not worth
anxiety.
it.
No, it's not.
I definitely don't want to be in their shoes,
These people be selling their
but I
souls.
will never be in their shoes.
Right, real
So
shit.
I don't have to worry about that.
These people be selling
Nope.
their souls.
Yo,
Yeah.
these people,
Oh, yeah.
these
Why
Why do
people
that?
be
When I can
selling
paint
other
Benny's
people's
toes and
souls.
sell them on OnlyFans,
the
bro. You
world
crazy.
is a stage.
Yeah, as long as I get like 5% of that, I'm good with it.
5%?
That's
Dude, you're a
5%
cheap
insane.
buyout, bro. I was like 50-50. Fuck
I'm
it,
kind of
your
into
toes.
it. I might be
I
kind
was
of
gonna
into
shave
it. I
your
don't know.
toe.
Hella
Knuckles
people
and
will
paint
break
them.
you off with 5. Hella people. That's
Ooh.
dangerous.
Crazy.
I'll break you off with
Nah,
5.
hell nah, hell nah.
And there's 5 left.
I rebuke that. Lord, the name of the Lord.
Yo, speaking of wieners, there's a fucking dude.
Why'd you look at me, bro?
Because he
There's
doesn't
a-
know your size yet.
There was a
Oh.
man who bet $50,000 that somebody was going to streak at the Super Bowl.
Ah.
And he was the guy who streaked at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's the guy
So,
who-
I
His
mean,
own bet.
Does it?
He
does
won.
he technically win though?
He did. He
How
did
did you
win.
not?
Who
won.
do
He
you- who is-
won.
who is
He
he
won.
I thought
betting
like by
against?
placing your bet, you couldn't be involved.
Where did he bet? Like, who else did he bet with?
I only got that case. I laughed my
Maybe
ass
it-
off and said, "Wow,
Maybe
that's
it's all.
epic."
Maybe it's all the rest of the guys' faults for not like detailing out that contract a little better. You know.
Right.
All I
Like-
know,
like-
all I know is that's fucking.
He's like, I'll
amazing.
bet how much?
I bet 50
$50,000.
G's.
$50,000 as somebody is gonna run naked at the Super Bowl.
And they were like,
He was
no.
masked up,
Yeah.
like Bane.
So you can tell us
He
that.
was?
Hey,
Like,
hey,
no,
hey. Let's
I was
listen,
picturing some fucked up shit.
let's listen to this shit. The buyout was $375,000.
Oh wow,
The
that he
payout.
won.
300.
No, he
yeah,
won that
won
much.
Wait.
Just
Whoa.
$375,000.
What are those odds?
How much does it cost for a Super Bowl or ticket? Yeah.
What is that? That's like 8
That's
to
a good
1?
question. Holy shit! Like,
that's
20 to
nuts.
1?
probably over $10,000.
So he's risking
That's
about that much just to try to get streak in there.
6 to 1?
I mean, bro, that's an easy call. He just made $375,000.
Yeah.
Dude, the
That's
6 to 1
some
odds.
shit.
There
Would you
was
do
Fuck yeah, I would do that. Are you crazy? Yes. You know how much time that like. I'll be out in no time, bro. To come back. That's a
I'm not
house.
gonna lie.
That's
That's
years
years
of
like winning a
income.
fucking lottery.
Yeah, that's easy to get naked for them to
Then
smack
what's
me
the
on the wrist.
consequence?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take me to jail for that. Like, whatever. Dude, what the fuck is going to there? Anybody?
I just read a little deeper.
I work for myself, bro. I'm not working for anybody
Unpause.
else. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are
read a
gonna
little
read an
deeper.
article. The owner of Donkey Box TV and Joe Work Network
Yo,
caught
yo, yo.
streaking at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yo, Jalen just got a little deeper.
Ooh,
So,
unpause.
Major on pause.
however, Andredea's public admission of his premeditated plan led to complications. The betting platform he used, Bovada, voided his wager, citing violations of their terms.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And the promotion of fraudulent activities.
That's why I'm like, dude, whoever he bet with is hella stupid. There is nobody out there that is running a
That's gonna
gambling
take
situation
that
without having some major minor details.
He should have spoke
Come
on
on,
it years
bro.
ago.
That's wild.
Or not years ago, years later. Sorry, years later.
That's wild.
Like when he already spent the money type shit. Feel me? Like, oh, well, the money's
Fucking
gone.
ridiculous, bro. How does an organization that's moving that much money not be able to be a little more on point on how they're gonna keep their money? Yeah, but the mafia's on point with keeping their money. That's why they've been
They were
around.
like, wait a second, somebody's spiking our shit, and then
Yeah.
they're like, oh no,
Yeah.
Yo,
it's
do you
this
think?
dickhead who fucking bet on himself.
Wait, yeah. You all know about the
Went
college
balls
shit?
deep in the Super Bowl.
Well, like Pete Rose bet on himself, and
Was
that's
that-
why he wasn't allowed in the Hall of Fame.
What sport is it?
Pete Rose.
Ah,
Pete Rose is baseball.
Pete Rose.
Yep,
God damn.
he was coaching the team he was betting on.
There were a lot of college instances like that too. Basketball, college basketball. I did a report in college, and a lot of like there were a couple players that were caught betting on like the over, the unders, winning by 10.
That's the dark side of gambling, kids.
And then they would give them half the money. You know what I'm saying? Because they're fixing the shit, so they give them half the money each time, and they're just running it up. And then they noticed because there was one time where they had lost, and dude was trying hard as fuck. Like, it was that they were down by like 5, and he was trying like hard as fuck. I don't know why that's investigated. You should be able to just
Trying
try
hard as fuck at what?
Trying hard as fuck at the end of the game with like 2 seconds left
To do what?
to try to score and win.
Oh, like he actually started playing?
Like he was playing the whole
Seriously?
time, but he's got like even more serious. Even though, like, if there's 2 seconds left, you're usually just chilling. Like, fuck, it's over. But like,
Word.
I don't know. I don't know why you got
Yo, shout
investigated
out
for that. But yeah.
shout outs
Crazy.
to I don't know at the moment. Actually.
Rest in peace, George Foreman.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I saw that.
Heavyweight
yo,
champ,
that's crazy.
Olympic gold medalist, creator of the George Foreman Grill Maker.
Yo, so check this. I feel really bad, but I'm gonna be brutally honest here. I thought dude was dead already.
Boo.
Damn.
I know.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
So unfortunate to hear that he did pass. I thought I just missed it.
No. Yeah, he just
But
passed.
those girls are legit, super legit.
I don't
those
know
girls are
about
super
those
legit.
girls.
They are. He sold a great product, did a great service.
What about his kids though, bro?
They're set.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the names.
Do you think they're gonna get like harassed or something? Like, cause everyone knows who they are, or like what?
Didn't he name all of his kids George?
Stop. What the fuck? Nah. I need to look that up.
Look it up, dude.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
He
It's
made
like
it.
George Jr., George II, George III, George IV, Georgina.
Didn't he also name his girls after him?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
I'm
just
pretty
said
sure.
Georgina. That's crazy. Fucking crazy.
What the George Jr.
Look.
George the Third,
Yep.
George the Fourth, George
Yep.
the Fifth, George the Sixth. 7 daughters. Nada.
Oh no, he only has
Natalia,
one named after him on the daughters.
Viola, Georgetta.
Georgetta. He
This
probably
is what
did
I'm
that.
saying, bro.
He probably did that one first, and his wife was like, "No."
Yeah. Oh, you
Six-
fucked up. Oh, you
Six
fucked
Georges.
up.
It's like-
Six
like
Georges later. Got motherfucking King Henry over here.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Leola, Frida, who pursued a brief boxing career. Isabella and Courtney.
So did he teach them
Fuego.
all to like fight each other?
Probably not fighting each
Maybe.
other.
That's a lot of kids, period, though.
You gotta keep them
Oh, hell
engaged.
yeah.
He had
I got two. I'm losing my mind.
he had 5 sons and like
What, $4?
no, it looked like 5 or 6
5?
daughters.
Like 10 kids. Like were they all from the same mother?
Oh
Good
snap!
question. That's a.
Did he get around? Did George Foreman knock it out? If you know what I mean.
Did he convince that many women to name all of their men George?
That's how he got away with it. He's like, no, you're the junior son, number 4. No, you're the junior son, number 5. None of them knew each other. They're all going around the world as George Foreman.
Right.
And they just run into each other. No, I'm
For
George
some
Foreman
reason, I
Jr.
have to
I'm
keep-
George Foreman
I have
Jr.
to put a IV after my name.
My damn social security number's all fucked up.
It's like that Spider-Man meme when they're all like looking at each other from different generations.
What do you got, sir?
What
What do you bring it
else?
to the table? What are you cooking up, sir?
So
Where do we want to go now?
you go to Giza.
Oh yeah, touch on that. You touched on this. I'm
Alright.
excited.
All right. Well, first off,
Why are your nipples hard, bro?
you know what?
I just told you I'm excited.
We're going to Giza. Why?
Ooh.
They're
Why
just like
wouldn't they be
magnetic
hard?
over there, you know. So basically, allegedly, there has been these huge pillars underneath Egypt that were found, or not found. I want to say discovered through like radio
Discovered.
technology, essentially, that can go through the ground.
Okay.
So these things seem to be support structures for the structure or for the pyramids, so that the pyramids don't like move around from all the ground moving and stuff. Because like when they lined up those pyramids, they lined it to line up with the stars in space.
Right.
So it's like they had to be extremely precise, and they had to put enough planning into it to be like, this has to stay in the exact same spot forever, basically. And so these pillars are huge. I don't remember how many meters deep they are, but it's
2,000 or something like that?
I want to say it's close to 2,000 feet. So I think I did it in like football fields. It was like maybe 30 football fields or something like that. Like
It's only
deep.
100 yards. For,
Three-
yeah, so fuck.
30. That's 3,000 yards.
That's crazy, bro.
So that's how deep into the earth they went. That's how deep all of this stuff
Fuck
goes.
them. What did they
And
dig
so,
with, bro?
So there exactly. Well, and so there's 8 pillars, and basically it's set up into 2 groups of 4, and then at the very base there's like a huge cube structure that like connects all of those 4 together. So there's 2 like cubes that connect each of the 4 pillars, and they go up, and then it's the pyramids. And there are these like spiral staircase type things around each of the pillars. So it seems like they're like potentially rooms or something, or maybe that's just how they built it.
How
you know?
wide? How like wide are they in diameter?
I don't remember. I want to say maybe 20 by 20 meters, but let me look this up. Let me get a little bit.
Dude, that's like
Bro,
60
it's
feet.
Huge.
Look that shit up.
That's huge.
That's
bro.
like the size of this house, lengthwise. From the front to the back is like 60 feet.
That's epic.
And that's how big these pillars are underground for 3,000 yards.
No, that's how wide they are.
I know.
All right.
But they're 3,000 yards
I will.
But they're also
read-
hollow, right?
I will read this. Yes, they are hollow. So this is from Grok 3. Recent reports stemming from the study by Italian and Scottish researchers, including, I don't know how to pronounce that name, from Pisa, and some other dude from some other university I can't pronounce, claim that radar technology revealed 8 cylindrical structures beneath the Khafre Pyramid, one of the 3 main periods at Giza. These are described as vertical shafts extending about 2,100 feet deep, part of a larger underground complex some have dubbed a vast city. The study, which surfaced around March 21st, 22nd, suggests that they aren't natural formations but engineered structures, possibly with several staircases or channels hinting at a purpose beyond what we typically associate with the pyramids. But there are some people who are already saying that it's fake. There's a lot of arguments within that community. I think the science still needs to be peer reviewed in order for it to be like definitely accurate. But even if that happens, it seems to me like it would be super unlikely for like the mainstream like archaeology like culture to approve of it until it's actually physically seen, because they're super resistant to change.
And how do you figure that out, right?
Right.
Like, how do you figure out how to dig underneath one of those pyramids, bro?
What if it's all AI, bro?
Underneath the pyramid?
What if the pyramids are just the roof of the original structure?
Damn, you guys ever heard about mud flood?
Mud flood.
So the shafts of the shafts of these pyramids
bro.
have a diameter between 33 and 39 feet each.
Damn. Okay.
And I believe I saw somewhere that they were made out of red marble. So it's like
How did they know that? Without seeing it.
so with the way that
Red marble got some specific type of frequency.
So I don't know how the ground penetrating whatever they call
It's
it
frequencies.
works, but I know that whenever we're looking into space, we can use things that decode what color or what atoms some material that we're looking at has, and then we can use that to determine what that thing is made out of. So like based off of the light that this object in space gives off, which is probably a star, you can tell, oh, this star is made out of these atoms, so it's composed of this because it's burning this exact shade of light or this exact frequency of light, and I can tell the atom wavelength based off of that.
Right.
So I imagine they did something similar to that with this sonar thing, probably, but I don't know how that works in terms of like, well, if it's sonar, it would be sound, but I mean...
Right, I think it's just like different sound frequencies can penetrate at different depths. And you'll get a bounce back off if you're using sonar. You're sending a frequency out and you're seeing how long it takes to get back, and then you're cutting that in half to figure out exactly how far it is.
So they used synthetic aperture radar, Doppler technology, which is an advanced radar technology. So that means that it operates based off of light. So somehow it's able to see radar light waves that are coming from this object through the Earth.
Interesting.
Because
now I'm a little more skeptical.
I think radar would be radio waves.
Right.
So you can see through objects from that.
Right. How good is that for the system? Not supposed to like do that shit to your body too many times. That's why they wear the lead vest.
Yeah, they're probably fucking
They're
up
just over here with
the-
this thing
the-
that's
the
like
Egypt magnetism or something by
right.
doing
They're
all
just
this
over
poking
here
around.
like with this piece of equipment that's like, you know, the size of a house, just shooting out these fucking radars.
deep into the ground. What's on the opposite side of the Earth from the pyramids? Are they affecting that part?
What is on the
I was just
opposite
gonna
side
say,
of
that's
the
a great
Earth?
question, actually. What is on the opposite side?
Is that
Now we're getting
is
to
that
good
like the
questions.
Mayan pyramids?
I think it's Stonehenge. No, I'm just
Now we're
kidding.
getting to good questions.
All right.
I wonder if the South
Now we're getting to the
American
thick of
like temples and pyramids are the opposite.
Imagine that would be some shit, bro.
That'd be some fucked up shit. Or if it's in the ocean.
I've seen some ancient
That
alien
could be
stories that suggest that there is a connection between a lot of these major like
Right.
things. Oh, it's telling me exactly how it calculated. The South Pacific Ocean is on the opposite side of the Earth.
You know what's under there?
East, southwest,
The
southeast of New
The
Zealand.
lost city of Atlantis.
Is it?
There's actually speculation where the lost city of Atlantis is.
Where?
Well, some people think it's the Atlantic Ocean because Atlantic, but I have heard that some people are suggesting that there's a connection between the Atlantis or the story of Atlantis and the Garden of Eden, which then it's like, where did the Garden of Eden happen in Earth? You know, but I think it's some
Complete
people
opposite of the
generally
pyramids.
think of like the Mesopotamia area, maybe, but I'm not very well researched on any of that stuff, so I don't know the exact speculation. I just know that there is argument about where Atlantis is, on top of the whole argument of did it happen in the first place.
Oh, it happened, bro. They don't just make shit up in history.
Aquarius.
Yeah, never.
Aquarius.
That's exactly what history is. You guys understand that, right?
Yeah. History is whatever they told us it was.
Right.
That's actually a.
It's always
Anything
the
that
winners.
comes out your mouth can be
Bro.
fucking history.
You only hear
We're
from the
recording
winners.
history right now. That's what it means. A lot of
Dead
people are
ass.
not saying
Dead ass.
shit at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
They're wasting a whole lot
Hold
of
on.
time.
Dude.
Get into that.
Aliens, bro.
Get into
Yeah.
that.
Aliens. Let's
Speaking
talk
of not, wait.
aliens.
Oh, okay. Nah, go ahead.
Who
What were
checks?
you gonna talk about?
Who
I was
is
gonna
in the
say-
house?
Speaking of not saying shit at all, there is someone out there working for Squarespace. If you guys are familiar, one of the very popular platforms with doing with
Building
payments.
websites and shit, right?
Yeah, well, kind of, and built with payments and getting people their like cars to do their transactions. Feel me? So there's a CEO, Kenjil Murther is her name. Said Gen Z job seekers should be willing to work for free, long hours, willing to do anything. Says Squarespace.
Yo, who's Gen Z?
Like us?
That's you guys?
23-year-olds, 25-year-olds.
Robbie.
Yep. So I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
You
You're
Robbie.
working for
Robbie.
free now,
I'm
son.
gonna say, Robbie. Let's get you.
Well, so
Let's get your
so
opinion.
I'm involved with a handful of different drumming communities within the state. So, you know, I get to see that idea being put into the drumline stuff because it's like you can't really make money doing marching band things. It's very challenging to, and most people aren't entrepreneurial minded to do that.
Yeah.
And so most people are just expected to work for free in general. And it's like, well, you do it out of the love.
It's true, he does
know,
volunteer a
and,
shitload.
yeah,
That's interesting.
I drove, well, so I worked with 3 programs this last year, and half of the time I spent was driving to one that actually paid me, and then the other half of the time that I spent was just volunteer stuff, technically. Or half of the miles I spent, actually, is the right word.
Wow.
So, did a lot of volunteer miles on my write-offs. 'Cause those count.
Was it worth it?
right.
Hey, there you go.
Was it worth it?
Probably broke off even as fuck.
So it's worth it for the experience because I become a better instructor because of it. However, I have to figure out how to make that experience turn into monetization.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, well, I mean, it's experience for me, it's teaching me, but it's like, I'm not going to get anywhere just teaching myself things. Like,
Right.
Right.
Flipping the hustle, bro.
You gotta do it,
Flipping the
bro.
hustle, bro.
Gotta do it.
Flipping that shit.
Or you can just make an OnlyFans account, bro.
I'm seriously debating on making one.
you should
what are you gonna
make
sell on
one
there?
and just do
Courses?
pictures of pools.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you
Just
should
be like,
Or
hey,
give
it should be
oh,
like
look at
taking a
this,
piss.
look at this
Give
clear
Kobe
ass
Every
water.
time you take a piss, you record it. That's your OnlyFans. Just you pissing in the wind.
Oh, the
Yeah, pull it
PNC.
back.
Did you see there was
The
someone
PNC.
who was posting like just standard YouTube video type things? I think it was like some sort of like math lessons or something like that. They were posting those videos to Pornhub and making more money off of Pornhub than they were on YouTube.
That's insane.
Like people would actually watch that.
Hilarious. Because they're waiting for the action
The
shot.
reach around, bro.
They're like, bro, there's only like 15 seconds left. We didn't see no sex, just lessons.
Learn them lessons, bro. Learn them lessons. Yo. Aubrey's in the house.
What it do? What it do? What it do?
Oh,
But yeah, that whole Squarespace thing is interesting though, because it.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal perspective of it, I don't have a relationship with
Shit, we're
Squarespace. I've never really looked into it, but I know about it.
Yeah.
It's like that makes me less likely to want to partake in Squarespace things
Yeah.
than the opposite way.
yeah,
'Cause
I'm not
like,
down with Squarespace.
to me, it sounds
Right.
like he is now someone
that
who
cash in my
expects
hand.
all of his employees to do as much as they possibly can without getting
XRP.
paid. So it's like you expect your employees to be as passionate as you are about your thing, but it's like I saw some videos from Gary Vee. If you've heard of him,
Yeah.
and he talks about this whole thing of
good
like
old
running
Gary.
businesses, and it's like, well, you can't expect your employees to be as passionate about your company as you are, because it's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
that would be like having a babysitter and then expecting the babysitter to care more about your kid than you would, you know?
Straight up. That's straight up how it is.
It's like you have to pay them
Facts.
to do their thing.
Get your
and,
head right.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You have to pay them to. Yeah, you're actually 100%
like,
right.
like that's how they
Yeah.
are passionate about it.
Yo, where
because
the
you're
fuck have
paying
you
for
been
it.
the whole show?
He's over here rubbing on
Like,
Heber,
is
bro.
out. You're stroking our dog, bro.
He's stroking the mascot
I'm
over
listening.
here.
I'm tapped in.
It's fucking
I'm
dog.
tapped in.
Donkey Kong's mascot over here getting stroked to death. Loving every minute. Yo, that's where we at
That's
though.
so
We be
factual.
chopping it up. The discussion.
That's so factual.
That's some
Shout out
what?
to my kids.
Some facial? You're giving
Whoa.
them facial now?
Whoa.
Factual.
Oh, factual.
Facts.
Well, be careful where you put your hand, man. Just saying. He got his
Or
hairs
don't.
cut, so that
Hey,
shit
or
don't.
don't.
Or don't. I mean, if
You
you're
know
into
what I
it,
mean?
that's cool. I am not judging. Like, do you, boo?
You know,
You know, I
speaking
knew some females who like to rub dog balls because they were stress relievers for them.
speaking of facts, I bought a shredder recently.
Okay.
It's like my first time
Paper,
buying a
a
shredder.
paper
yeah.
shredder?
And guess
That's
what
a
I'm gonna use
fact.
it for?
Fucking congratulations.
I'm gonna make paper shreddings for my compost pile.
Oh, we're back to worms.
Yeah.
The little red shrinkers.
Here's
what
a
are they
little
called?
something about Robbie. Like
Red
Robbie,
wigglers.
Robbie learns something when Robbie wants to get into something. Like he dives into it and he learns it real fast and he learns the best way to do it. He makes it really efficient, and then he continues doing that. But at that point, I feel like at that point for you, it's like now it's just like natural to do. It doesn't take any brain effort, and so then you grab another thing.
And then
It's
I
like
forget how
dive
to do
into
the
it.
last thing.
Right, and then you get really good at that, and then the other thing kind of fades away.
Funny as hell.
So composting is Robbie's life right now.
That
Yes.
is
There we go.
fucking
The
wild.
next time we
bro.
have you on,
That
I'll
is
be
wild.
interested to see what's next.
There
Yeah,
we go,
well,
there we go, there we
XAI gave me a game plan for how I can make that 50K in 3 years.
So you're just following the steps for real?
I mean, well, I'm
Are
making
you
it for
seriously
myself.
trying to get up to 1 million worms? Like, where are you going to keep them at, bro?
Well, okay, so
Over 3 years, people can get $1 million.
I'm gonna see just what happens with me giving it just my standard whatever I would give it. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to feed it at all, just because it's like I want to have my own compost pile. But it's like, if I become flooded with worms, like,
Dude, I love it.
I'm gonna try to get rid of those things, you know. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna
Try
get
to get me to plant too many squash and they overtake my whole
is it
front
just
yard.
me?
like I might
Yo.
just start like delivering them to random people's
Please,
houses.
please tell me you haven't seen Dumb and Dumber.
I think I've seen the second one.
Okay. Whew. Watch the first one, but I'm glad you haven't because, you selling worms. If you had seen that movie, I'd be like, bro, taking a little too far. But you're being on your own, so I dig it. I'm excited.
Bro,
I'm not trying to put it out there.
You
I
could
don't
be
know
doing
where
so
in your
many other
habitat
things.
that you keep your mulch.
Well,
Like
right now
your
I
current
have them on my
habitat
back
isn't
porch.
very.
But
Oh.
well, so it kind of lines up with my game plan for like life things because I want to buy a house in a year and a half. So if that's able to happen, then all of a sudden I'm gonna have a place to keep all these worms, and if I get free
This is so dope.
And-
Bro, I hope you only feel encouraged.
No,
Yeah.
this
Chase
This
your
is
worm
straight up
fucking
amazing.
empire, bro.
Yo, I am
Leave behind a
constantly.
legacy of worms. I'm for it.
Oh. I'm
Bro, when I was
amazed
his
at
age,
your
I was
hustles,
just
bro.
trying
Well,
to
the
fucking
other
be
thing-
balls deep in whatever was in front of me.
The other thing is that we also get free buckets at
This
work,
kid, he's got
and so I
buckets
can
of worms.
use the free buckets
It's
to
just-
make the worm
we need more
container.
people like you, bro. And we need more worm collectors.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like-
for your sake.
That ass.
Well, like I
You,
see, I
you
see
need
all
them to buy
these-
worms. Straight up.
I don't know if
Rika
this
Basie
is.
says she likes you.
So, I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like I'm noticing a lot of like on the side of the road vendors and stuff, and like I really like it. Like maybe they stopped doing it around
Independent.
COVID happened, or maybe I just didn't get around enough to see those kinds of people. But it's like I see that kind of stuff, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like I want to
Right.
feel like I'm living in a trade like marketplace kind of thing, you know, like
Old
super
school.
down to earth kind of old school thing. So I'm
Simple.
like,
It is
dope,
simple.
bro.
As complex as it sounds,
Right.
it is a simpler way of life, which is kind of fucked up, like how we have gotten to this state of mind in life where that sounds like a lot of work. Right? And it probably feels like a lot of work in a sense because you're not used to doing all of it. You grew up in a society where like it looks like a lot of work and is it really worth the payout? You know, I'll pay somebody else or a machine to do that, so
Right.
kind of thing, you know.
Facts.
But
I'll just
At-
buy my own.
once you
dirt.
learn it, it's a much simpler way of life because then you can just be bartering systems. It's almost like you need to be on that show up in Alaska, bro.
the last frontier.
Above or below zero.
That's crazy.
I would
Trading
I
shit,
couldn't- I
like
couldn't do that, bro.
just living off the land and
Be cool.
trading like all
And
this stuff.
here, worm collector across the way. His name is Robbie.
Yeah.
And he'll most definitely be back from time to time to enjoy a nice conversation.
Yeah.
If you were given a certain amount of stuff, would you do that? Would you go out and try to live in the cold?
Fuck
Like,
yeah, I
you know,
would.
I-
Wait, you
like
say a
Instant.
cult?
If you were given
Are you calling it a cult?
in the cold, in the cold, in
The cold? I mean,
Like,
it,
what did he say? Arkansas or something?
that's a very separatist cult. You know,
Right,
actually
right.
separated inside of
Did
itself.
you say Antarctica or what-
Below
Alaska?
zero,
Alaska.
it means
Alaska.
below the frost line, right? There's a what's it called? The Arctic line.
Arctic Circle?
Arctic Circle, yes.
The Aurora Borealis?
Sure. The Arctic Circle. So anybody who lives within the Arctic Circle, like northern Canada and Alaska,
You mean the ice wall?
the ice wall. Winter is
Are we
coming,
talking
yo.
about the same thing? Winter is coming.
That shit ain't no more, bro. You remember the dragon? Fuck that shit up. That wall's done for.
Remember fucking
Ain't coming
Hodor?
back. Yeah, hold on.
Hodor.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
Game of Thrones, bro.
Oh shit!
Where you been?
I've
No,
never,
he's-
played, I've
he's
never
dead.
Oh,
seen
you,
that.
Well,
you're probably
the-
not old enough, actually. You were
Never
probably
seen
like
Game of
10 when
Thrones.
that came out.
Right.
The joke
They
I
were
was
not- I
trying
don't
to
think your
make.
folks were gonna let you watch anybody fucking their own siblings on TV.
Damn, that shit is wild.
It's a lot of
The
incest
joke
to
I
that
was
motherfucker.
trying to make was a flat Earth joke, but it turned into a different kind of joke.
Yeah, flat Earth is a joke.
Exactly. That's why I pretend to do it.
You're not a flat earther, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying, earthworm. You know, like.
What
Sorry.
if you started mixing worms, bro? Would you get into mixing worms? Like if you're breeding millions of worms, I mean, are you not
Well,
fucking around and
I'm
finding
not
out, like
breeding them.
experimenting
Real
with
shit.
worms and shit, like crossbreed?
I think breeding is very
Tapeworms.
specific and planned. All I'm doing is putting them in a bucket, and then they do their thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if you just put two different breeds in a bucket and let them do their thing? Then you got this like monster breed of like earthworm
Fuck.
and red worm. The red worm is able to break down that, but they're also able to break
Oh,
down their own
shit.
shit and double shit their shit.
Bro, it's trying to
Would it be
hybrid.
better for?
Bro, it's
Bro, I was trying to give a hybrid strain for
Bro,
some
Isn't
fish.
that how
and then
COVID started?
hybrids make
What?
different
Isn't that how COVID
hybrids.
started?
Yeah. Trying to make hybrid
Now
strains.
you got
for the
hybrids
fish.
making other hybrids, and now they're fucking full-on retard worms, bro.
They're retard worms, anyways, right? We're making them like higher breeded retard worms.
We're making them,
Like
we're
second
making them
degree.
better by putting our imprint onto them. we're changing their DNA and being like their god, and we're making them better.
Oh.
These are the factuals.
I got worms.
Hey girl, you want to see my worms?
Yeah, it's not
Bro,
supposed
if you
to be
find
multiple.
the right freak that appreciates your
It's gonna be.
your worm journey, bro.
Gonna be
Oh
up.
my god,
I think I got that.
they're gonna shove
Oh.
He already locked in.
shove your face
He
in
already
a
locked in.
Yeah.
fucking pile of compost. How many
Rotten,
worms,
bro.
How many worms can you bob out?
Rotten, bro. Tell him rotten.
The compost is crazy.
She comes out with eggshells on her head and shit.
Shut it down.
I mean, if
Grr.
when you said eggshells, I was envisioning seashells for some reason. And I was like, if she was wearing seashells, that'd be pretty cool.
Speaking of that,
Yes, sir. Welcome to
shout
Donkey Bong
out to
TV.
the Donkey Bong that got everybody high.
Yeah.
Welcome to Donkey Bong
TV.
Oh.
Tried and proven.
Welcome.
Tested and tried true.
Tried and true.
What is that, bro?
What are you doing? I thought you were doing that. thought that was like our love look.
There's
The whole
definitely
neck
footsies over
break.
there.
Hey.
Hey, shorty.
That was like fucking 1994
Yo.
Playboy edition
Yo, that-
looks.
Hey, apparently I look through the soul, bro. So get used to it. You see, maybe you just saw what she sees.
Oh, ran from
That's
it?
why you're all.
Unpause.
You're all. What's that, bro?
Unpause.
Like, yeah.
Whoa, we're pausing the shit.
Unpause.
Pause the fuck out of that.
Unpause.
OG Smithers over here. You haven't heard the war stories.
Wait, I thought it was a live stream. We can't pause this.
There's no pausing when the live camera's
There's so many
on.
horror stories I'm missing out on, man.
I mean, seriously, no pause.
idea, bro.
Yo, wait a minute. Before we proceed, are you gonna drink that Inca?
The what?
The Inca.
Oh, the soda? Nah,
Inca.
you want it?
Yeah, hell yeah, I
Yeah,
want
Bro,
it, son.
you
That's
don't
why I'm
fuck
talking
with
about
the
it.
Bacon Bros, bro?
Run that, bro.
Shit,
You don't
ain't
fuck
no,
with Incas?
You ain't no bacon,
I fuck
bro.
with the Incas. I just gotta
You
walk
ain't
it.
no bacon, bro. You ain't no bacon, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with the
Shout out
ones.
to the Bacon Bro affiliates
Yeah,
out there
shout
in the
out
world.
to
Yeah.
Done One, the homie.
I just leave it in open source. I didn't even say who it was. I made it
That's
sound
my
like
brother,
there was a
yo.
whole cult of us. It's
That's
just
my
three.
brother.
It's just three guys popping Incas on a
Oh,
steady
yeah, he's on
basis.
the. Yep.
I already drank mine. It was pretty.
You can get another one if you want.
No,
You're
it was
closest to the
good,
fridge.
but it just made me keep burping, and I'm like, I'm not trying to burp into this mic.
Bubbles.
What did your burp taste like,
like-
bro?
I'm gonna say that.
Nah.
All right, so Jalen,
What's up?
we got another question that we asked you for the homework, Holmes.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
What is the world's most expensive resource? Time out.
Yeah.
I need you to not run over here. Go here.
Yeah.
Tie this up.
Anti.
Dun, 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 dun,
careful.
dun, 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 dun,
Here we go.
dun,
Shout out to Joe
dun,
Mama in the
dun,
house.
dun,
It's in my
dun,
notes.
dun,
Oh, here we go.
dun,
Antimatter.
dun,
Antimatter.
dun.
Number one, antimatter.
Ooh, what is antimatter?
What is it?
And what did he bet on that one?
So, $62.5 trillion.
But what is antimatter? Do you know
Per
what
gram.
antimatter is? Yes, you are absolutely correct. $62.5 trillion per gram.
Bro.
is.
I know it's a glitch, man.
You're
Okay,
glitch,
so-
bitch.
It glitched off to the
Antimatter
side, bro.
is the opposite of matter, with the
So-
same mass but opposite charge. The cost of producing even a small amount of antimatter is astronomical, with estimates reaching 62.5 trillion per gram. Antimatter is produced in particle accelerators like the one at CERN, but its rarity and the energy required for its creation make it incredibly expensive. When antimatter comes into contact with matter, it annihilates, releasing a large amount of energy in the form of radiation.
What are we thinking?
Yo, who's
These-
holding
this
all
is-
this and how?
So I don't think that antimatter is something that effectively exists in practicality. Like, I think it only exists for a fraction of a second, and then it immediately explodes. So it's
how
like,
are they pricing it out
don't-
then?
because that's
I
how
don't
much
know.
it costs to create it, probably.
What is a nuke?
A nuke is when you're splitting an atom.
split an atom.
Ah, okay. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily bringing matters together.
No,
Yeah, that's
literally
what the
breaking
sun
form.
does.
What?
Oh fuck.
Cheap viewers on Streamberg.
This guy.
This guy. We just got. Look at this. We're getting so
Fernando.
popular. They hacking
Yo,
us, yo.
everybody
Shout outs
boo
to everybody
this
who's
guy,
tuned
bro.
in.
Fucking
We got this guy, Boo Fernando.
Fucking Fernandard, bro.
Yeah, Stream Boo is right.
Get out of here before we break your thumbs. I'm actually going through. I'm getting my ass whooped by fucking pollen. These allergies are whooping my ass. But back to antimatter, I think it's fucking pretty crazy. Now they mentioned CERN in there, and I don't know if you guys know anything
What
about
is CERN?
Yeah.
But CERN is a group of physicists and engineers that use the world's largest and most complex scientific instruments to study the basic constituents of matter, fundamental particles. Subatomic particles are made to collide together at close to the speed of light. The process gives us clues about how the particles interact and provides insights into the fundamental laws of nature. We want to advance the boundaries of human knowledge by delving into the smallest building blocks of our universe. That was right from CERN. themselves. And that's what they're out here doing.
How much money are they making a year?
Well, they're the ones that use the fucking machine that makes
That's what I'm
antimatter.
saying.
So
Like,
that's
how much are they
62.5
making a
trillion.
fucking year?
It's crazy. No, I think the only people who are fucking doing this shit is people using. I mean, there's no way it's not governments only.
Saudi Arabia.
Like, there's got to be. It's
Yeah,
it's
but
gotta
you're
be a
saying the
government's only
scientists
thing,
are
but-
not being reimbursed. You're saying they're held against their will to make this stuff.
No, bro. I don't know.
I know. I
probably
think
part
it
of the
is the
budget.
government, but I'm just saying, like, how much are these people making
So,
to be
wait.
a part of that?
Oh, I mean, bro. That's
So
probably why
it-
it's 62.5 trillion.
So it costs 62.5 trillion to
Per
make
gram.
per gram to make it. So I guess they could have made a lot less of it, and then they just did the math to be like to scale it to a gram. But like,
Interesting.
it's pretty expensive though, and who's paying for this?
Pretty
And what is
we
it?
know how expensive it is.
Right.
We have a rate, so it means someone has paid that.
That's
make
what
it.
I'm saying. Like, if
Right.
you
Right,
price something,
governments.
why?
So it's
Yeah.
priced probably for the government, assuming that government is funding this science to happen. So does that mean it's
Are
the
they
right
getting
price?
their money back? Here's where all our debt's gone.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
This is our money laundering.
This is crazy shit.
Big government money laundering.
Crazy.
What you know about that?
What'd you get for the second one? Because I have, so my list, I had two different ones that popped up.
What was
But
the second
there's,
one?
so there was plutonium.
Yep.
Did you get that one?
Yeah, I seen that. I didn't take notes on the second one. The second
Okay.
one was.
What's
But-
plutonium used for?
So plutonium is a radioactive metal used as a fuel in nuclear reactors.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that's what blew up over there in Russia and like poisoned that area.
Yep.
Yep. And that's
Cray,
what the fuck
cray,
is that
bro.
area
when
called?
did that happen?
Come on,
Dude, I watched a
Chernobyl?
documentary. Yeah, Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Come
And
on.
I listened to a. Well, and then I also did you hear about the one in Japan? They had one in Japan.
Yeah, they had the oil that spilled into the fucking
I remember
into the ocean, didn't it?
Well, it
that-
wasn't
that
oil.
was like when Obama
no,
was-
it's
I
like
think
they
there's-
had a tsunami that hit their nuclear plant,
I think there's been a lot of them.
and you're not supposed to mix water. They can't. You can't mix salt water with the plant, and they tried to use it to cool it down because it knocked out the power, so
Yeah.
the reactors were getting hot. I listened to a podcast called dang, I don't remember now what it's called. But anyways, I listened to this podcast and they talk about weird stories like that. Against All Odds is what it's called.
Ooh,
Against all odds.
nice.
Yeah. But they had that in there about that, and then I watched that series about Chernobyl, whatever.
Chernobyl.
Yeah,
That shit is crazy though, bro.
nuts, dude.
So there was also one at least two in the USA. AI is still loading.
Yo,
So-
shout outs to Mr. Crane in the house.
There was that one.
Bing bong.
There was Chernobyl in Soviet Union. There was one in Fukushima, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
There was one in Pennsylvania.
Whoa.
One in Idaho. One in the UK. And that's all. But
Damn.
they happen a lot, and then a lot of people will use that as an excuse to be like, oh, we can't use nuclear energy. That's not good for us because of all of these super bad consequences that happen.
Well,
if we
right.
don't
It's
run it
it's
right.
dangerous.
Right. But then it's also a very effective source of energy.
Yeah, it's efficient as fuck.
Right.
Like it's cheaper.
Like it's pretty much the only way that we're going to be able to supply the grid with
I agree.
all of this AI and technology coming.
I agree. I mean, the solar is like getting up there, but the solar cannot match the fuel style. You know, like you can't do it.
No.
It just doesn't happen. Facts.
We need to do like Back to the Future, bro.
Which one?
All of them. How did they fuel it?
Yeah.
With trash, bro. With compost. He's gonna be fucking.
That's true. He did that in Back
No,
to the
that's what I'm
Future.
saying, though.
The second one.
It's gonna be different.
I'm
He had that
investing.
composter
Yes.
fuel.
And then
And
we
the
biofuel.
economy.
Shit
I'm
from you,
investing in
bro.
the fuel of human life
Oh, I got some fuel
And
for you every
animal life.
morning.
Hold on, bro.
and insect life.
Should I start saving my fuel for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Depends
sick
on the
fucker,
type.
bro.
Start now.
I
Start
hear
now.
him in the shower.
Most of the
singing.
time it's hard.
Start now. Start now.
I mean, it's not like hard. Like it's soft enough that it doesn't get stuck. But
I mean, it needs to be
it's
really,
not wet.
It needs to be dry.
So like I just need to leave it out somewhere, let
Yeah,
it dry out,
like
and
shit
then
on
give
a
it.
doggy.
Bro,
doggy
I have
pad.
so much fuel in the backyard from Heber and Stella.
Oh wow, bro.
No,
But
no.
mad fuel back
use
there.
Poop.
Heber.
Can't use poop.
Oh, what kind of fuel
What
were
did you?
I
What did
thought
you
I
think
thought
he
I
was
was
talking about? You
about.
think he was gonna shoot
I need 2 parts
shower babies
of,
into a fucking napkin for you? You sick
I think
bastard.
it's 2
Oh,
parts
you want
of
that side of it.
hydrogen and then 1 part of nitrogen, no, 2 parts of carbon, 1 part of nitrogen.
Isn't that poop? Isn't there?
Bicarbon nitrate.
Well, that's just what the worms eat. They eat that ratio, or that's
Yeah,
a good
but that's what
ratio
it's
for
called.
them.
Bicarbon nitrate.
Well, no, that's when you mix them together at a chemical level. But this is just like dried leaves, which counts as carbon.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I'm still learning exactly what carbon means in this instance, because they're just like, oh yeah, just throw some dried leaves in there, like just carbon, like this. And they only give like 1 example, and I'm like, okay, what else? Like, what else classifies as carbon? But then the nitrogen is like food scraps, like vegetable things that are like, it seems like the fruit body
Like
of the
apple
plant.
cores,
Right.
banana
So
peel.
those would be
The other part of
nitrogen.
carbon is the worm poop.
Well, that's the compost that I collect. So they turn the carbon into
Too bad you can't just
probably
take my
other
poop.
carbon.
Yeah, I
can
mean,
hear of a
back
bucket
guano
for you
grows
pretty
really
quickly.
good weed. You can grow really good weed off of back guano.
What is that?
That shit.
Bat shit.
Oh.
Have you never seen Ace Ventura?
You
bro?
don't know
It's
what
one of-
guano is?
I just didn't comprehend.
Never
Oh,
had
have you
water out
seen
of a
Ace
guano
Ventura?
bowl, bro?
I don't think so.
Damn!
Guano bowl.
I don't watch movies.
Collect the whole set.
That's true. You seen Ace Ventura, bro?
I haven't.
Bro,
Have you
they're
seen Dumb and
young.
Dumber, bro?
I have no.
Oh my god.
Have you
That's
seen
why-
Back to
that's
the
why I-
Have you seen Back to the Future, bro?
Dude, you know they haven't.
No.
They never
Have you
even
seen
heard
Rocky, bro?
I've seen Back to the
I've seen
Future.
all the
of it.
Rockies.
1, 2, and 3?
I've seen the first one.
Okay.
I've seen all the
That's the
Rockies.
most important one.
Oh,
I think
Back
I've
to the
seen it
Future.
like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
about Back
that's
to the
that's
Future.
one. Yeah, that's one of the best ones.
You have to see the first one, otherwise the
I
other
like
two are
all
stupid.
of them. I fucking love them.
I've never
Classics,
seen it.
cult classics.
I'm missing out though. That's fuck.
You
It's
are,
crazy to me how like many movies seem normal as you get older.
Yeah.
You know, like you think of all these movies that are normal. Well, like your movies that are normal to you are also currently normal to me.
Okay.
But like movies that were normal to me before you,
Bro. Right.
it's weird
No
that they're
idea.
not normal to you.
Yeah.
Bro,
You
like,
know,
do
it's
you
just
guys-
like
do you
this
guys-
is so weird.
Did you guys ever catch like Ren and Stimpy? No, they have
Happy,
no idea
happy,
what
joy, joy.
No
I
shit.
feel
Oh
like
my
if
God.
I can't picture what Ren and
saw-
Stimpy looks like.
It's
but-
a red
Oh,
dog
wow.
and
If I
a,
saw
or it's
that.
a red cat and a
And
and a like a skin colored dog.
red cat.
Yeah, it's a cat and a dog. Ren and Stimpy.
I saw Cat Dog.
Right, I was just gonna say, I
Yeah.
bet you they seen Cat Dog. That
Yeah.
was Cartoon Network.
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah, I remember cat dog.
Cat,
Doug.
no.
We could do
Rugrats?
can you name it? Yeah.
Sure they.
Yeah.
I saw it a little bit, but Rugrats was only on like overnight. Like
I saw Rugrats a lot.
That's what Lucy was for me overnight.
I So
I
there's a
love
lot of-
Lucy.
I watched a lot of like Nickelodeon.
Lucy's
not getting any better.
bro. Lucy's hilarious.
Lucy.
As I've gotten older, I really have grown to appreciate the shit out of Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh yeah, that's just
Classic.
hilarious. Especially when you have younger
Classic.
kids, because his kids are so little in that series, it lights up perfect.
Yeah. Hilarious.
I seen Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah,
that's
I've
good.
seen that show.
Yeah,
a little bit.
that's good.
I do not relate to that at all. Like, I have the hardest time with that one.
Were you
Didn't
a
find it very, like, some parts are funny, the rest
I
of them
didn't
I'm like,
watch it, but I'm familiar with it.
were you like a Nickelodeon person or
I was.
Okay.
Disney, like Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network.
Well, like which one out of those three did you like the most?
To be honest, shit, I was hoarding all three, bro. I was
Really?
Gordon.
Yeah,
How do you
bro.
order
I would
You guys
watch,
watch
'cause
Johnny
I'd watch all
Bravo?
three like same day.
Johnny
I'd watch
Bravo, bro.
Johnny
Johnny Bravo was funny as hell.
Yeah, Samurai Jack.
Yep, yep. Samurai Jack.
I was Cartoon Network all day.
Yeah, me too. I definitely
Regular show.
favored. Like I would go to Cartoon Network first, and then if they didn't have something good on, I'd probably end up going to Disney, and then if they didn't have something good on, then I would go to Nickelodeon.
I think mine's like river. I think I would go probably Cartoon, Nickelodeon. Cartoon and Nickelodeon were like so even because
Yeah, I
they
never
had like
watched
Drake and
Disney.
Josh. They had Drake and
You know what,
Josh.
Josh
they
is
had
my brother.
I'd go
Brothers, you're
PBS.
PB. What the? No. They had like Drake and Josh, iCarly.
When I was a kid.
Do
Fuck yeah.
have you guys ever like owned a TV with knobs in your house?
believe
have
so.
you guys ever
Yeah.
seen it?
He says I
think when
believe
was-
so,
Yeah,
bro.
when I was young, I think really.
Yeah.
young.
Well, it was my first house that I grew up. I remember one being in the playroom, and it was one of those box TVs. But also, I remember because we had these like gigantic box TVs. They were like the size of a standard TV, but like it was literally like super
Yes.
deep, like a standard
Right.
box
A
TV.
projection
And
TV.
I remember those things getting removed and like us buying the new ones. It's like one of the earlier childhood memories I have because it's like
Wow.
Dope.
it's you can't carry one of those by just one person. You know,
No.
you gotta find people to
No.
help you.
That
Yes.
makes total sense because, like, when I was around your age, that was, like, one of the main things I was doing as an electrician was, like, changing that shit out to fit different TVs. Raise it up from the floor to the wall, you know, all this shit. Because people getting rid of all their old-ass TVs.
Yeah. And they're getting the new generation of TVs, the flat screens and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of YouTube Shorts videos where it's like these dudes who create their own entrepreneur kind of thing where they like install TVs into the wall. So it's like it's either it'll be level with the wall or sometimes they'll just do the cords, they'll dangle those through the wall.
Yeah.
It's like super clean and modern looking.
Flush mount.
Yeah.
Afraid of the dark. What the are you
I know.
talking about?
We're grown men.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared
What,
of
you
the
wanna-
dark over here.
Are you saying the lights need to be turned off? We're not
Are you
afraid
afraid
to
of the
turn them
dark?
off.
I used to be afraid of
When
the
do
dark.
you and he really?
Back in the day when I was like
Really?
a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Same when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't like being out in the dark. Like it wasn't until I moved out into my old place where I was like fully comfortable with like, yeah, like this is my place. I own this house now. Like,
Yeah,
I am the
no,
one-
dead ass. Dead
I am the one to step into the power to protect this place.
But then I started
Yeah.
checking each room. I started checking each room, and I'm like, I know no one's here because I would like smoke and get a little. I would smoke and get high and start looking around like
Get all
I would hear
paranoid
something.
and
I would
shit.
hear something. Like
all
sometimes it'd be the
paranoid.
Dude,
washer.
do you sleep naked?
Sometimes it'd be the washer.
Huh?
Do you sleep naked?
I've done it like twice.
That's one of the first things I did when I had my own place.
Yeah,
I was
no, I do
naked
that.
Straight
all
up.
day long. I was
Straight up.
praying that the pizza lady would come to the door. It was
Bro,
a dude.
I straight up slept. I straight up slept naked from the time I was like 21 to 24. Like it felt so good, bro. Just like now, my
I just-
sheets were probably nasty as
Yeah,
hell.
I
though.
just feel like, to me, like sleeping naked makes me feel like I need to wash my
It was
sheets,
the
sheets
Oh,
more,
yeah.
I don't know about that.
and I already hate washing my sheets. Like,
Yeah,
Hey, I hear you.
Factual.
Amen. Amen. Because
Yep.
that's real.
Real shit.
That's actually very real.
Hilarious.
yo, damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's just
Next.
crazy. But
Who has who? Oh yeah, another topic.
yeah, my roommate
Next.
is afraid of the dark.
Your roommate
no,
still
no,
is?
because I wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a puss.
I wanted to real.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. The only time I'm afraid of the dark is when I'm like, when I'm going upstairs.
Yeah.
Whether it's like in a house going up to the second floor, from the basement to the first floor, if I'm in an apartment complex and it's just
Yeah.
all dark, I hate walking upstairs in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like somebody's gonna be
Chasing.
behind me or gonna be able to get the best of me.
That's why. That's why. I
It's the
started
weirdest feeling, but that is the
You
only
afraid
time
to-
I'm afraid in the
You
dark.
afraid to pick
That's
up the soap?
crazy.
That's why. When
I haven't been for a long time. The first time I was.
When I got my first apartment, I was
I'm
the
just
same way.
ripping ass every time I bend over.
I was the same way. I walk up the stairs, bro, scared.
I was only scared to pick up the soap the first time.
Well, I remember my
Gross.
first house that I lived in was a 2-story.
I use liquid soap actually.
The first house that I lived in was a 2-story, and like when I was young,
You
like
couldn't
I
hold
remember
on to the soap.
sprinting up the stairs because I was
Yeah.
so scared to go up there. Like I would just have to freaking force myself to do it.
Close the door, lock it quick as fuck.
Sometimes apparently I would go upstairs like in my sleep, like
Sleepwalk?
Like I would fall asleep on the couch, and then like the lights would get turned off, and then I would just sprint upstairs. Like I did not have any recollection of going upstairs at all.
Do any of y'all
Oh,
ever?
it's
No,
so
see, hey,
We
I was about to
chop it.
say that. Do any of y'all ever just like wake up in another room and like you had no recollection? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I
No.
quit
Why
drinking
not in my
years
bed?
ago, bro.
Yeah.
That's called alcoholism.
I feel like that, happened to me as a kid.
Yeah, no, because I would get carried upstairs. My parents would carry me.
Holy
upstairs.
shit,
Well, also
bro.
like sometimes I feel like I would just wake up and like forget that I existed. Like up until that point, I would just
Yeah.
like wake up and be like, oh yeah, like I remember who I am. Like
Yeah,
Dude, my son
There's nothing better.
sleepwalks.
That's crazy as hell.
Dude, I'll be like laying down and like I'll see this shadow, like, because I'm always like on high alert when I got my kids here. It's weird.
right.
And he walks by, I'm like, what the fuck? And I jump up, and he's like talking and shit, and he's
Bro.
rolling through,
Nah,
and like
nah.
he's like lifting the handle on the
Yep.
gate. I'm like, hey bud,
Yeah.
where you going? Are you sleepwalking,
crazy.
man?
Dude, Jaden, my
That's
oldest
crazy.
daughter, Jaden, did that
crazy.
when she was really young. When she was like, I'd say when she was like 3. And she'd fall asleep hard. And she'd get up and she'd walk over to her toys and like start organizing them. Like putting them all in like straight lines, her cars, her dolls, whatever. Like just lining them all out on the floor and just be asleep while she's like doing this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Bro.
She only
That's
did
like-
that from like 3
I was
to
gonna
4.
say,
It's
like,
so
that's
weird, bro.
wild.
Straight line.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is a weird sort of
That sounds like
symbolism.
some, that sounds like some paranormal.
Yeah,
That
bro.
sounds
It was
like how
creepy.
OCD
The
gets
first time
started.
it happened, I was like, "What are you doing?"
Did you
Non-responsive, you know,
did
like
you
they're
ever
asleep.
contemplate shooting her?
Wait, no. I have not. What?
Maybe it's just all the scary
Bro,
movies I'm
bro,
watching.
bro, 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 bro,
You gotta,
bro.
you gotta go,
Bro,
little girl.
how many times in the scary movie does shooting the paranormal work? How many times does that
They're
work?
already dead.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
the
no, that's true,
paranormal
that's true.
don't give a fuck about no bullets.
Niggas be driving away.
And you ain't getting away from them with that thing.
Motherfuckers be driving
not
away,
at all.
still caught up. They'll be driving off the plantain, whatever it is.
I'd be freaked the fuck out.
Plantain.
No, I was gonna say the plantation, but like they be driving off.
They be driving off with all the plantain. Just taking that fake banana.
Yeah, it's not a fake banana. Like the disrespect of a cultural food.
What do you use them for?
It's fire, bro. You just gotta cook that banana.
You have to cook it?
Yeah.
Why would you get a banana that you have
Have
to
you
cook?
never had plantain, bro?
No.
It's delicious.
Wild. It's one of
It
the
is
greatest
actually
things ever.
delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
how
really
you eat
good
it,
for
that's how
you.
do it.
No, they're just weird looking bananas to me.
They're just, you know.
Wait, well, what happens if
they're
you
just
don't- bananas?
thicker and
What
longer.
happens if you don't cook it?
It's probably not. Gonna
It's not
taste
very
that
good
It's
raw.
probably gonna be
It is
starchy.
not good.
No.
Yeah, it's super starchy.
You know.
The way that I like it the most is like when it's fried,
Oh yeah.
like in like a
Yes.
vinaigrette or something like that. They fry it. Oh my god,
You
bro!
could even do it in butter.
Real
and
thin
just-
Do
slices
you like
of
your,
it.
your plantains soaked in oil?
Basically like a chip, like
you-
a homemade
You
chip.
could, you could definitely have
Chips
it as
are
a homemade
cooked.
chip.
Yeah.
Chips
You
are
could
cooked.
also make
I
them
do
nice
like
and
my
thick.
long curvy plantain
So
dipped in
is it-
oil.
Chips are
it-
cooked.
It's more like potato, or like
No, it's
Uh,
like a banana. You just gotta cook it
Is
to
it-
be
oh,
able
yeah.
to make it
Yeah.
more.
It
bearable.
is.
It has a
No, it
sweet-
sounds weird, right?
Yeah, it
but it
is.
is a
It
banana
is.
chip, bro. Like that's my favorite way of having it.
It is fire. The Cubans make papa frita like that.
Yeah. Don't they like dice it up into like hash almost? Like a hash, like the little square?
I don't know if Cubans do. Well, I mean, they
think
might, but I know that they do like the chips
Yes.
with it because I've
Yeah.
I be going to Cuban,
That should be
Cuban
bomb.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
When I used to eat swine.
Plantain
back in the
chips are
days.
delicious.
Swine. Yeah.
Swine?
I thought you said swine back in the day.
Yeah, so when I used to eat swine back in the days, I'd go get
Back-
these Cuban sandwiches or these pork ones. They were fire.
Dude, I remember we
But
used
I
to
won't
make
do it.
a Monte Cristo at this one place I worked at. It was chicken and ham with a steak seasoning and jalapenos
Whoa.
and Swiss cheese. Like, and we would cook it on a flat top, the whole thing, and then throw the cheese and like chop it all into it.
Jalapenos
That sounds
and Swiss
fire.
cheese.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds like one of the most amazing things.
It was delicious.
Yeah, can you hit one?
Can you
Can
hit
you,
one?
No, I'm saying no. I didn't.
Yeah, you did say that, bro.
Can you get one? Can you make us one on the pod?
If we had all the ingredients, I could make one on the
Okay.
flat top.
Plantain chip?
Easy.
Yeah. Can we do that? No,
No, we're talking about
Oh.
Monte Cristos,
Yeah.
which is like a
it's good.
Cuban, basically. It's chicken and ham
Yeah.
with Swiss, but it
That
has
sounds
jalapeno, like diced jalapenos, and steak seasoning.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Fire. I'm high, so I zoned out. I
Hi.
heard all that the first time. And then,
Hey,
then I
buddy.
left for a second,
Moments
came
like that
back.
here too.
I got you.
Oh, yeah. And it is
Okay.
about that time to hit that donkey bone again. We're at the hour and 45
Oh,
minute
baby.
mark. For an
Yeah.
hour and 45 minutes, we've been talking about
Yeah.
all types of random shit.
Randomized.
Yeah.
And it was a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Talked a whole lot of shit. Do we have anything, else
Yeah.
that we want to elaborate or touch base on? Roberto. That's going to be your
You
name,
get the
bro.
first one,
Roberto.
We should call him Berto.
That's fire.
Yeah, back in high school, they called me Rod.
On pause.
That was my nickname in drumline.
Whoa.
So any of my high
But
school
was it
friends,
Big Rod?
No, I don't think they specified the size. That wasn't the important part.
That's
It was,
right. It's the motion of the ocean, baby.
right. Well, first it was Roddy, because they just flipped the B's to D's in my name,
Oh, Roddy.
and then they shortened it to Rod.
Okay.
Amazing. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
All right. Nice little tidbit on Berto.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have one too. So
Do you have a nickname too?
no, I have a
It's a little thing. I don't really have
Hold on,
much
babe.
else.
A little thing?
I didn't mean it that way.
No wonder they called him Rod.
Yeah,
What do you got? What you got?
What you
So,
got, bro?
I
I'm
wanted-
gonna
like
hit
it's
you with
hot.
a real uncomfortable question.
yeah, I wanted to
You're
hit.
gonna have to go in deep now.
You said what?
Unpause.
Unpause. Big on pause.
I was gonna. So I have a story, cause it's hour 45. Man, we're in a chill hour, so I'm gonna hit y'all with a little small story of an Arizona man, cause we're an Arizona-based podcast. So we have an Arizona man who was executed just recently.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right, and we just had a conversation the other day about how
We
many
were
states
talking
still have
about
the death penalty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's like 30-something of the states, like over half the states still
Yeah.
have
How-
the death
how-
penalty. Arizona's
how?
one of them.
So I got the story.
Was
on
it through
that.
the prison system?
Let me see. I got you. I'm gonna read it. So, an Arizona man who kidnapped and murdered his girlfriend's ex-husband was executed Wednesday. The second of 4 prisoners scheduled to be put to death this week in the U.S. This was in March 20th. So this was recent as hell. This was
Dang.
5 days ago.
Crazy.
So, Aaron Brian Gunches is his name. 53 years old.
Okay.
Was lethally injected with pento.
We were wondering how they did it.
Yep. Pentobarbital. Pentobarbital. Shit, man. Pentobarbital.
It sounds
At
serious.
the Arizona State
It
prison.
sounds serious as shit.
Pentabarbital.
At the Arizona State Prison Complex in the town of Florence.
Chicka chicka.
John Barcelo, Deputy Director of Arizona's Department of Corrections, told news outlets. He was
Jesus.
pronounced dead at 10:33 a.m.
Cray cray.
Nice.
Wait, when-
Gunches fatally shot Ted Prince in the desert outside the Phoenix suburb of Mesa in 2002. He pled guilty to first-degree murder in 2007. Damn, so he been in there for almost.
Well, that's
Takes
the
a
big
while. You
debate,
can't just
right?
Kill somebody, right?
That's the big debate among a lot of people with the prison system is that you sentence these people to death and then you pay for them to live for 20 years.
Yeah. I don't remember which one's more expensive. I feel like I've
Right.
heard both. Like that keeping someone alive and not killing them is more expensive than killing them, or killing, like, I don't remember which one it is.
It is definitely more expensive to keep them alive, I think. Unless they're making money off of them, which we all know them systems work up in there.
Yep.
Right. 20 years of slavery.
Modern
mean,
day
I
slave
mean-
labor.
You know, in Alabama, they're like contracting prisoners to work at like
Yeah.
McDonald's. This is getting bad. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
McDonald's, Wendy's.
You know, Starbucks
All
gets
that
their
for, like-
farm beans out of inmates and shit, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
they were caught using inmates.
do they get paid to like 20 cents an hour? Those
It's
inmates?
like, cheap
that's-
shit. Like, it was
Yeah,
like
but
slave
it's
labor
just to
shit.
use at the prison.
Right.
Like they can't take that money and send it outside of the prison.
Right. So we're talking fucking.
But it also
talking top
incentivizes
ramen.
you to hire
Top ramen,
prisoners
some
and to hire
chips.
an actual, like,
Right.
free citizen.
You can't even pay, bro. You can't even get shit with 20 cents. Like,
Yo, you give up your rights when you do it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, I don't even think that... I don't know exactly how I feel about this. This is pretty, like, spitballing. Like, I don't know how I feel about, like, them, like, prisoners working at, like, minimum wage type jobs. Like, I think that it is a good idea maybe to have them work so that they're more likely
Productive.
to get back into society, because, like, what we want from them is to be in society and to grow, and not to go back to prison once they get released.
they should be able to build an account.
Right. Like, they should be able to do things like that, but I don't know if having them work directly with us is the best way. Or at the very least, if it is the only or best way,
You know
then
how
they
many of
should
the
probably get paid
inmates
the
will be
same.
fucking the bitch in the drive-through window?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like these inmates are. The problem is it's all up to them.
It's all up to the inmate.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
So it's
Because
like if
it's
they want
like,
to work, even
If they
though-
want to take the opportunity of what is being granted to them and not take advantage of it. Ultimately, it's up to them, and the secondary problem to that is a lot of them are in there because they don't want to live by what
Right.
is beneficial to them.
Right.
So they're not prone to making that choice to take advantage of an opportunity. Like, but that's the question is like, but if you don't grant them or give them the opportunity to take, like,
right.
you're not giving them a chance to rehab. You're not giving them a chance to make up for a mistake.
Skadoosh.
Right.
Right? So are we a society that's like, no mistakes allowed? Or are we a society of like, all right, we're going to give you this chance to, make up for what you did?
Yeah.
Which,
I feel like society is pretty, like, divided, in my opinion, of, like...
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to whether you think prisoners should be sentenced to death or not. Like, that is the most extreme instance of having to go to prison. And it's like, do you believe in the death penalty or do you not believe in the death penalty? Like, I feel like my stance on it, and I haven't really thought through it to, like, have a very, like, good argument for each side, because I kind of feel both sides.
Right.
Like, in theory, I feel like we shouldn't kill anyone. We should always forgive them for their mistakes, and they deserve the chance to turn their life around. In practice, I see some of the crimes that people do, and I hear about it, and I'm like, that person shouldn't be alive anymore. Like, he really
Exactly.
fucked up.
straight up.
Like
Yeah,
this person,
facts.
I don't remember. He killed his like wife or something
doors,
like that.
yeah, some doors you can't open, bro. And once you
Straight.
open them, that's it. Like there's no coming back. You can never
Yeah.
be normal
Wife's
again, bro. You
ex-husband.
already
Right.
think so far out the box. You wouldn't be good for society.
Right.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't be.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I
fucked
guess
up.
that's
It
I
is
guess that's
fucked
why I
up.
say it's like you
But-
provide these opportunities, but you run the risk of them being taken advantage of because these people
They take advantage of
They
things.
take advantage
of
That's
things.
what
But-
got them there in the first place.
Right.
But
So it's-
before society got soft, it used to be if you fucking stole something, you got your hand chopped off.
yeah.
right.
So like this
I
is
do
already
believe in the
very
death penalty
fucking
for
soft.
somebody who's killed somebody intentionally,
Right.
without reason.
Right.
Right.
But again, that the reasoning can be pretty vague.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of reasons why it's okay to kill somebody. You know,
Right.
you and I have talked about that before. Like, I could never do that,
Right.
but I can understand why it was okay. You know, a
Right.
life for a life,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I always believe in that. So, what I don't like though is that prisons are independent companies
Yeah.
Right. They're not even
Yeah.
that are
government
getting
anymore.
subsidized
These
by
are
the
all
government.
Dead ass. Yep.
And then they're making money off these prisoners that they're
Yeah.
keeping in there that are supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and like I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, so I could just be spouting misinformation, but I'm pretty sure that like the amount of prisoners that are actually able to integrate into the real world and like become a good citizen again, like we do not have good numbers with that. Like
Right.
the actual rates of us reforming the people who are going into prison, we're not good at doing that.
Right.
So somehow we need to change the incentive structure so that either the private prisons get paid for having people go back out into the real world, and that's how they're paid off of, or figuring out how to do that through the government.
Yeah, but then you're in this conundrum where if you're not giving the private sector prisons what they want, they shut down and they move on to a different investment. What are you doing with all those criminals? Because you've now
Right.
set up a system to
There-
feed that.
There needs to be a fundamental backbone that is never going to go away.
I mean, they're also
even if
holding
prison
on,
is
like in a
failing.
lot of states, they're holding on to a lot of bullshit crimes, like
Right.
marijuana crimes that can get
Yeah.
fucking let
Yeah.
go.
It's because-
that don't need to be sitting in fucking
Yeah,
prison for
it's
fucking
like-
their money.
Dead ass.
Like,
This
come
is-
on, bro.
I can't believe there's
This
still
is
people sitting for
backdoor
that.
taxing,
Right.
is what this is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's governmental backdoor taxing.
Right.
So now it puts those private sectors in a position where, like, you can't shut me down because you shut me down, you fuck your whole system up.
Yep.
You're shut down.
You already played the game.
You rely on me
opened
now.
the door.
It's already been
Yeah.
set up so far in the opposite side, I think, that it's now officially, like, running itself.
So it seems like if there's a government organization that is in charge of all the prisons and they get just like bare bones minimum like workable income, and that's their salary from the government, and then the ones that do good maybe get a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, on those ones. It's just, there was a big flux. All the prisons used to be state prisons, and then
Right.
they all slowly fed into, because they were losing money.
Mm.
And so all these investors invested into it, and they said, well, we'll set up a facility and take care of them for you. You just pay us a
Right.
percentage to take care of them.
It's like schools. You get paid
It's
per
exactly
child.
like that.
Exactly like it. Yeah,
It's exactly like
Yeah.
I don't really have too much that I know of for certain on this, but we could talk about the Department of Education because Trump decided to sign an
Right.
executive order to get rid of the Department of Education, which is kind of interesting. And I'm very curious to see how that will play out. Like I have.
What does that exactly mean?
Well,
Will that entice more of like teachers?
And does that create child labor?
And does that
Because
create?
at that point, what would you have a bunch of little kids doing?
Yeah. And
So,
does that create more salary for the
schools are
teachers
still
too?
going to the schools are still going to exist. Every school, the idea behind it that is like pro getting rid of the Department of Education is the Department of Education was a federal organization, and so we gave all of our funding to all of these different states and there's debate about whether or not they said you have to teach this, you have to teach that. But what Trump is trying to do is to get rid of the Department of Education so that all of the education is going to be a state decision, so that people who are in charge of their state can decide how their kids are going to be educated. That's
What?
Sheesh.
but so that's the theory. There's
Wow.
obviously they're receiving a lot less funding now, so like a lot of teachers are scrambling because they're worried. Teaching is already very underfunded.
Underpaid.
So they're
Exactly.
worried that they're going to get even less pay, and they're worried that everything's going to go to even more chaos.
Well, and then you
Oh
got
my
these
goodness.
private schools that are starting to pop up. They're public schools, but they're privately owned, that
Right.
are paying the teachers a little bit more and giving them smaller classes.
right. And well,
Oh, so that means they can really focus up
And
on
probably
that.
turning better numbers over.
Yeah.
Well, so another
Yeah.
because of
aspect
it.
of it is
Yeah.
that I believe it was over 50% of the budget that we spent for the Department of Education doesn't actually go to teachers.
Yep.
It goes exclusively to administrative people to run the Department of Education. So it's
crazy.
like the running fees
Right.
of
They're just-
the department is 50% of its salary.
Wow.
Like you're not even actually effectively
How
giving the
could you
teachers
even
the
make money? Or how could you not be in debt with that kind of scenario? You're just burning it.
Yeah,
Real
so
shit.
it's like, okay, we're just going to cut the government out of it, and hopefully the states can run it better than we could.
Which is crazy that there's no money for the fucking education, but there was a whole lot of it to send to Ukraine.
Right.
Money laundering, folks, at a governmental level. I
Bing
mean,
bong.
it happens all the time. But
I mean, every
Bro,
other
this is
country
dope.
matters more than us.
we had a dope episode tonight, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hitting that 2-hour mark
I
in about 20
appreciate you.
seconds.
You tired, huh?
Oh, we got him high in a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's all over
He's out
here
here
like,
yawning, nipples hard,
So your nipples get hard when you go to sleep?
Dr. Amphibian.
Mine?
Yeah,
Mine are. I don't even think mine are hard.
that sucks.
That's
That's
Dr.
Amphibian.
Let's
Amphibian!
go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, but shout
That's crazy.
outs to Robbie for showing up and showing true.
real shit.
And, you know, respect the open conversation and the discussion that you had with us. That was dope.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for adding to it big time.
Bringing
Shit
the
was
real.
fire, bro. Mad fire.
Welcome to join us in the future, podcasters.
Sounds good.
Exactly. And you know, we're going to just rotate this 4th seat. So if you're ever in the area on a Tuesday, we're here. Hit us up.
All right.
You're more than welcome to be a part of as many as you want. That offer also goes to anybody who's viewing in the private group community.
Yeah,
If
you
you're
want to
in
get
AZ,
down?
you want to get down, jump on camera with us and kick it.
Yo, that'd be dope.
Let's
We
get it,
will
let's
be
go.
fixing this camera. This is bullshit. This is crazy. This is the whole show.
It's
like
just-
it never.
Ours didn't never mess up.
I know that's why I put it on this because we
It's probably
stay looking
Jalen,
proper.
bro.
What? I'm catching random
Good.
strays. How is
Random
it?
strays.
Random
You
strays.
forgot your frog mask. You didn't know how to focus.
Ha! Random
I thought it was a
strays.
great episode though.
Yeah,
That was a great
for real.
conversation. We
Thank
touched on a lot of little things. We definitely got some fucking frog poison talk.
Yeah, shout out to everybody
You
who
know what
tuned
I'm
in.
saying?
For real.
I appreciate
Found out that
everybody.
snakes
You
were
missed
more
us already.
dangerous than frogs.
Yes,
What the
there's
fuck
actually
did we
a lot
learn?
more. Three
Right.
times as
Three
many
times as
poisonous
many
snakes as poisonous frogs.
Exactly.
But
insane.
half
And
as many
2,000
snakes as
less, 2,000 less snakes than frog species.
Right.
Yeah.
So, those numbers are pretty fucking amazing.
What is your choice? Are you gonna be locked in the room with the snake or the frog before we end this episode?
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
I think
Good
I would
old
rather
Rod.
the frog.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, I would go
Yeah,
with
I
the
mean,
frog, too,
well, I
now
think
that
we're
know
all
that.
on that page now.
Valid.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
Our
a
odds
whole
are
lot
better that
safer.
we're gonna get a nice one.
Whole lot safer.
Let go.
Thank y'all for tapping in, man. The discussion. My name is Brother Miles, take the super Latin.
Beat Smith Medor.
Jalen, aka J1K, man.
AKA Dr. Amphibian.
Vivian.
Robbie, a.k.a. Roberto.
AKA
aka Rod.
Major
AKA
Rod.
Rod.
Major Rod.
Major Rod.
We out this piece.
Let's get it.